What's going on, everybody? It's a high noon start. John on here with you for game two of the Western Conference Finals. It's the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. And as we see the players come out of T-Mobile Arena, I'll always tell you this. There's nothing more of a beautiful sight than watching everything happen in Vegas. I've been there. It's been a lot of fun on that side. I got to watch the Red Wings win during a March Madness side of it. So this is what Dallas Stars are up against right now. Vegas, they've been one of the golden teams, and pun intended, they've been the darling of the NHL since they've come into the league. They've made the conference finals 4 out of the last 6 years. Let's get into the starting lineups before we get into the national anthem. For the Dallas Stars and Peter DeBoer squad, it is Rope Hintz, Jason Robertson, Joe Pavelski, with Ryan Suter and Miro Heiskanen. Max Domi, Mason Marchment, Tyler Seguin, with Esa Lindell and Colin Miller. Wyatt Johnson, Jamie Benn, and Evgeny Dodonov, with Thomas Harley and Joel Hamley. It's Radek Faksa, Joel Kiravanta, and Luke Glendening. And Jake Ottinger will be in goal for the Dallas Stars. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, I mean, look at that. All the fire and everything else going on. It is Bruce Cassidy's squad for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Jack Eichel, Ivan Barbashev, and Jonathan Marchessault, Alec Martinez, and Alex Pietrangelo. William Karlsson, Riley Smith with Nicholas Waugh, Braden McNabb and Shea Theodore, Chandler Stevenson, Brett Howden, and Mark Stone, with Teddy Bluger, William Carrier, and Keegan Kolsar. Nicholas Hague and Zach Whiteclaw will be the back-end defense, and Aiden Hill will start in there tonight for the Golden Knights. So it sounds as simple as this, and sometimes I understand that can put some people off, but when you're the Dallas Stars, you've lost the last 2 game ones. It's gone according to plan again, but I don't think Dallas can essentially afford to go down 2-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights. When I go into this, I told everybody that I think even Dallas can win this in 6 or 7. Now it looks more like 7. I know everybody. I've seen a lot of pundits go out there and say Vegas in 5. They don't even think this is going to be a series. Well, you forget how good Dallas has been all the way across the board in the regular season. When you're thinking about some of the top numbers, you have Dallas 5th in power play at 25%, 3rd in kill at 83%. In the penalty kill, again, it was a little bit suspect on that, so I don't think this is the right side to be pasted. Yes, it is. 83% of the penalty kill, which was 3rd. Vegas was 77%. Goals forward, 3.43, which was 7th. Goals against on that side were 3rd for the Dallas Stars, so they had the chance in all the categories. Here's the one caveat for Vegas on the side of it. Dallas is 2 out of 3 wins. They've won all 3, and they've won the whole series. But 2 out of the 3 wins for Dallas were in shootouts. You don't have shootouts in the playoffs on that side, so maybe that is one of the reasons why everybody is picking Vegas and their mother on that side to go ahead and beat Dallas. I want to go ahead and see a little bit more before I go ahead and crown Vegas. I still think Dallas is one of the most complete teams we have in the league. Vegas has been that way for a long time, and the additions of Ivan Barbashev and Teddy Bluger seem to just add more depth to be able to roll out those 4 forward lines, and that's kind of played big. So we will see if that continues. And Vegas has been rotating 5 different goalies because of the injuries. Aiden Hill has been terrific. Jake Ottinger is 8-6. Aiden Hill on the other end. And take a look on the Sportsnet coverage. As we got today, CBC and Sportsnet 4-1, 234 and a .930 save percentage. So if that continues for Vegas and you get more goaltending help like that, well, then maybe that'll be the case and everything else will work out. I just want to throw some things out there for everyone else that's going ahead and just picking Vegas to go roll all the way through. And again, nobody's even mentioned Florida still on that side. They're up 2-0 against Carolina, and we covered both of those games in the series. So, guys, I know it's a high noon start on this side for Vegas. It's about 12:15, but hope you enjoyed this one right now, 3:15 Eastern time, and we're underway in the puck drop. So it's in the offensive end, and Dallas is in their own end with the mustard gold jerseys that Vegas has. They'll fire right out a huge rebound opportunity off the left side of the kick plate, and Jake Ottinger will brush it away with the left pad, as Wes McCauley is one of the referees out there right now, so you're getting the experience there. I was going to say that the Vegas Golden Knights are in the mustard yellow, mustard gold with the black pants, and William Karlsson sent it right through, left to right across the goal mouth, and that just went wide. I thought Jake Ottinger slid over with the left side pad. It just went in front of him. Karlsson had 2 goals on 3 shots at 16:23 time on ice in Game 1 of the 4-3 overtime win. The first 3 games of the conference finals, 2 for Florida and now 1 for Vegas, although we're in Game 2, have all gone to OT. Karlsson with the drop here for Stone. And I'll set this back up here for Braden McNabb. Try to throw it back over to Karlsson, but it's intercepted by Jason Robinson. And Vegas has it now. Haig will clear this one in for Jake Ottinger. He'll calmly play the back pass for Miro Heiskanen and send this back around. Picked up off the backhand. Again, it's the Victory White with the black pants. They have the green striping there for the Dallas Stars as Braden McNabb sends this all in. Again, if you've ever gone to T-Mobile like I talked about, it's going to be a lot of road fans no matter whatever you do, but it's always going to be a packed building. You got a lot of stuff to do in Vegas. It's not just gambling. I had a lot of fun during my March Madness time prior to anything COVID. As this is sent back around for Colin Miller, and Barbashev actually left his feet to try to finish a hit, but he didn't really get anything on Miller. As this long shot for 100 feet is saved by Aiden Hill and wrapped it around the net. Dallas can't find him. Here's Jack Eichel. He's really looked good. He's found a home in Vegas right now. Here's Eichel driving. Big save by Ottinger as he brushed it away toward the stomach and now raced the other way. Max Doby, this has had a pace to it. Aiden Hill with a 5-hole save with the left pad. Mason Marchman can't find it. And now jumping out of the way is one of the Golden Knights and Barbashev and fire this one right in across the red line. Vegas will get to it. Again, they're very big on that back end. They're all defensemen 6'2" or larger, about 220 plus pounds. So they have the size to definitely beat down Dallas on that side. That's one spot you cannot argue that Vegas has the advantage, even with players like Miro Heiskanen who are superhuman Norris Trophy candidates. The size will definitely beat you up. Is Vegas. They have a 2-on-1. This is off the backhand, and Carrier skates in offsides. My goodness, Eichel couldn't hold up. 17:42 left to go in the first. That is a humongous bullet dodge one way for the Dallas Stars. So they're just showing McNabb, they're showing Barbashev, and they're actually showing Eichel and some other defensive pieces there for Vegas that can definitely bunch up and take the areas away against Dallas. And I think that's of note to talk about on that side because we mentioned the size and the speed. Vegas has a little bit of everything that they can throw at you. They're not just a team that's going to punish you. They can also score some goals. And Dallas is 0-1 in day games in the playoffs. They're 8-3-1 in the regular season. Again, this is a high noon start, so you either love these ones or you hate these ones. Joe Kiravanta will send it back to Miro Heiskanen. Will throw it to the net. Heiskanen will pick it back up off the backhand. He's not wearing the cage. As this is sent back around now, Marchman will get it across. It gets blocked again. Heiskanen into the traffic, bounces up in the air, and scores. It goes over the back of Aiden Hill. And Dallas gets the first goal of the game, 17-13 in the first. Good work there by Miro Heiskanen. Got about 3 shots at it, and I think it's going to be Miro's goal. As his third opportunity with the maskless Miro Heiskanen. He just got the regular visor. He just continually moves us around the right side blue line, gets it toward the left, and they might have tipped something, whether it was Radek Fox or Luke Glendening. I'm not going to be completely certain this is going to be Miro's goal, but I can tell you he's definitely getting a primary assist. Keegan Kolsarp took a stick up in the face for Joe Pavelski. Radek Fox was there on the doorstep. It just flips. It hits the top of the post and goes in, rolls over the head of Aiden Hill, and a little bit of a hand grenade falls into the net. Doesn't matter, though. Dallas Stars get the goal. Miro Heiskanen credited right now with his 10th career playoff goal. That is a ton, especially for a defenseman in the playoffs, and he's really just kind of got there as far as the Dallas Stars. But Colin Miller will recollect now as far as Dallas and their long proceeding and their running. I know he had a 2020 Cup final in the bubble in the finals against the Tampa Bay Lightning, but other than that, this is probably the most complete team Dallas ever had. I mean, it was a miracle run for Antonio Dobin. As Robertson gets stick lifted here, and Dallas will quickly push this the other way. Picking up off the backhand, it's the 20-year-old Wyatt Johnston. Sent it in toward the net. Aiden Hill brushes off his right pad. And picked up now for William Karlsson as Vegas. They've been scored on here early. Dallas 4-1 on the shots. Here comes the bomb. Good save by Ottinger. He saw it the whole way. And that was Stone that let it fly. 16:22 left to go in the first. Glad you guys can join me here in the Twitter space and the YouTube side at John Reinach. This is a matinee day game in between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. Not sure if Dustin Hall is going to be joining me for this one. I think it's going to be a solo call, but I wanted to get this one in here early and then hopefully try to time the Waterford Sharks and the Muskegon Voyagers. Waterford needs to get a win to force a Game 5 on that side before I get some of the baseball things and finish up for the night. It'll be a long Sunday, but it'll be an off day on Monday before we get back into the schedule again. I'm glad to be able to cover this Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. I haven't covered the conference finals in the West just yet, but we did get both games against Carolina and Florida on that side, but I haven't even covered them in the playoffs yet. So felt like we've had enough of that, as we've had about 10 periods of action on top of us and all that side of it. And that was just, let me actually do my math. You had 7 periods on the first, and then there you go, 10. I actually got that right off the top of my head, which is pretty good for a journalism major. But they're showing some of the goals that snuck in on Jake Ottinger, some of the greasy ones, a drive to the net. That was something that I made in the points of Game 1 as far as these notes. Vegas scored all the goals because they worked at the net, they got in the greasy areas, and they found a way. Is Dallas going to respond with that, or are they going to use more of the acquiescent puck movement as Miro Heiskanen fires it off the right side kick plate? It'll bounce back to Aiden Hill, and he makes the save. 6-3 when scoring first, or when getting a goal against them, I should say, is the Vegas Golden Knights. So they're one of the best comeback teams in the NHL. I believe they were tops this year, so Vegas, no stranger to playing with a deficit. I know you don't want to make that a habit, but they can definitely come back, especially if it's only one goal. Joe Pavelski on the bench alongside Robertson with that first line. And Evgeny Dadonov, we'll take a look at it, as forcing the steal was Jamie Benn, usually on the second or third line with Dadonov. They've been really good on that side. And Dadonov, you would imagine, he was part of a power play specialist just a year ago for the Vegas Golden Knights. They didn't get rid of him for cap reasons, and then kind of LTIR that thing with Mark Stone. Then they'll get him back because that doesn't count against you in the playoffs. Here's McNabb to the traffic. Good save by Ottinger, but the Golden Knights can't locate the rebound. That was up above the blocker side, and it bounced right out front. If there was a Vegas stick, it would have been tied. As this is picked up now off the backhand of McNabb. Settle it back down here for Vegas. Get into the neutral zone now as the Go Knights go. Chance are happening. Joel Hanley will send this back around on this side. Thomas Harley. And Mason Marchment will take a look at it as this is recollected by the Mustard Gold. Good back check there by the Dallas Stars. Might have something go right down the middle, but they stopped the pass before it ever got to Jonathan Marchessault. And now here's another race. This will be run by Alec Martinez, the former Stanley Cup champion with the Los Angeles Kings. We'll get this back and sent in from Eichel, and we'll start again with Martinez. Here's Ivan Barbashev. Sweet little movement between the legs of Essel and Dell, but Dallas will find this Colin Miller. He lost it. Joe Pavelski will backhand this thing up to the neutral zone. Does gain the entry. It was Alex Pietrangelo, the former St. Louis Blues captain. It's sent back in. Triple teamed against the right side wall is one of the Vegas Golden Knights. I think that was Brett Howden that scored the overtime winner in Game 1. As this is near the right side red line now, Joe Pavelski trying to pry it loose, but this will go across the emblazoned helmet golden logo. As this is sent back around the end boards here, Aiden Hill will take a look at it. He's on the stand up here at the left side post with a backhand move by Alex Pietrangelo. He'll just throw it to the right side of the face-off dot. Pietrangelo with an outstretched pass. Good work by Dallas to get this out quickly. Again, they've been very attentive here on this high noon start in Vegas as Riley Smith goes offside. We'll go to a commercial break. Dallas up 1-0.
Look at you, making it rain rewards.
The new theme class. So many rewards, so many places.
From Disney.
Sorry about that.
You can get ready to meet the splash.
When I get the signal from me.
Disney's Little Mermaid.
You want to build your own bet? Then you need to try Same Game Parlay from Bet365. Win. What? How many? It's totally up to you. It's your bet. You decide. Download Download the app and see for yourself why Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook.
And you stay in the home, you always get the whole home. Because is it really a vacation home if you have to share the house with others? Only with Virgo.
So right now at 247, it's got Miro Haskin and Luke Glendening with primary and secondary assists. They credit Radek Fox with the goal. So that's what I'm going to put right now. I think Fox got a tip of it anyway, and Miro Haskin a chance. That's what made it go over the head of Aiden Hill and into the net. So that is what I'm going to report on right now. But that was at 247. It was 3 opportunities there for Miro Haskin, and it ended up going back in the net once it got tipped up in the air and over the head of Aiden Hill. Back underneath the official action now, 13:45 left to go on the first. John here with you for T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Here's a steal, and Dallas will try to get to this now. Play this off the backhand. Max Domi center out front. Marchman, he tried to snipe the high left post and shot all the way around the net. But here's a chance now for Dallas as they'll pick this back up here with Miro Heiskanen. And now this is intercepted, a 3-on-2 developing for Vegas, and Riley Smith is a million miles off sides. Little Michelle Branch on that side. And I don't know why that keeps happening here for the Vegas Golden Knights, but they are costing themselves some opportunities. One of those was Jack Eichel on that side. And toward the first, he could have raced right in all alone. So Vegas a little too jumpy right now as Dallas is out in front. They look to be the better of team. Vegas does not look sharp right now within the first 7 minutes of the game, but we know that could change quickly as this is sent back in. Max Domi will try to skate at it, but Petrangelo will put this back around the horn. Here's a good puck movement. Marchessault will get this across with Howden, and Chandler Stevenson will be the one to race in. I always talk about Stevenson in his 200-foot game. He can do a little bit of everything. He just seemingly gets better and better every time he's on Vegas. As this is played in off the back skate, Dallas with a good design. This will get this in the left side of the red line as this is flipped back around now. Now moving around the net. Here's a chance for Petrangelo, but he's going to have to almost get stick lifted as Dallas won't leave them alone. Is this an opportunity now for Rope Hintz as he's pacing to the right side wall, and now Wyatt Johnston will flip this back around the net for Yanni Hakanpää. As this is a good steal and toward the neutral zone. Now walking to the offense, then big save, Ottinger, rebound, and toward the right side post, they try to bank it in off his back again, and they shot this all the way down the ice. Didn't elect for the cross pass. That was probably good for Dallas that they decided not to do so. And Shea Theodore's going to ice this thing. So Mark Stone, one more time, he's got the Oakleys on the part of that visor. He liked to shoot this right up the backside of Jake Ottinger. Again, we're seeing more and more of this as Harley got his pocket picked. And it was Stone, the captaincy. He let the wrist shot fly. When he got his rebound, he tried to throw it right off the back of Ottinger. It wasn't even in the goal crease. He was in toward the right side of the blue paint. He had 1 assist and 1 shot. He's already got his 1 shot now. 16 of ice time in game 1. So here's an offensive zone draw for Dallas. Here comes the bomb for Rope Hintz. And this is shot up in the netting out play. We'll do it again. The shots read 4-3 right now in favor of Dallas. But I'm just not seeing Vegas look as sharp as they need to be right now. I understand they're up in the series. Dallas, they played a little bit on the front foot. I know Vegas had a little pressure there with Mark Stone off that steal. But those offsides is something that I think I'm going to remember here, at least for a period and a half of narrative, because those are probably chances you think Vegas converts on one of those, maybe at least ties this game up at worst. So another offensive zone draw. It might be a kicking out Rope Hintz, and they'll put in somebody else to be Joe Pa on this side. So Joe Pa against Chandler Stevenson. He's going to win this one clean. And again, that's a surprise even for Pavelski because on that side for Chandler Stevenson, he's more toward a 55%, even toward 60 sometimes. As this is wrapped around for Colin Miller. He'll fire in. This one gets blocked. Try to get centered right out in front of Rope Hintz. He could have walked right in. Here's a rebound opportunity. Rope Hintz gets sandblasted with some cross checks. Hopefully he's okay down there. Vegas looks to be taking a little bit of liberties here against Rope Hintz. He was knocked down and toward the right side boards as the puck was stuck in between his skate blades. They're trying to pry that loose. And then again, once he gets to the nets, he gets a big old smack. The cross check on the backhand side of it for Nicholas Haig. He never even had the puck. So they are making sure they're punishing Rope Hintz every time he touches it. Goals from 15 different skaters in the playoffs. That kind of sounds a little bit like the Seattle Kraken on that side. I think the referees are making sure stop at those liberties on the cross checks, says Wes McCauley. Next time you do that, I'm calling it. Here comes a bomb for Haskin, and this one is brushed off the right goal plat as the stick gets chopped up in the air. We're going to see what lumber that's going to be on. It's Radek Fox, so he's going to go back to the bench to go ahead and pick up a new twig. As we got 11:35 left to go in the first. Definitely Vegas getting away with some cross checks here on that side. What we've noticed is Glenn Denning will try to keep this one in. And now Vegas will have it with a chance for William Carrier. He will just dump this in now as Ryan Suter will take a look again. No longer the defenseman he was in Nashville on that side, even parts of Minnesota, but you can definitely put him on a second or third line, and he can carry that pace of play. And the buyout, I think, worked really well for Minnesota to get him on Dallas and get him some experience alongside Miro Heiskanen as well. Sometimes they'll even pair those because you have Heiskanen who can definitely skate like the wind, and then Suter to have some punishment when you need it. Jonathan Marchessault. And off the backhand side, Rope Hintz will get lifted. Here's a chance for Marchessault off the side of the net. And Andre looking around. He's looking the wrong way, but he's in the butterfly toward the right side. Now he gets up in the stand-up. He's moved around by Martinez. Marchessault, give and go. Played in off the backhand for Petrangelo. Good work by Dallas to keep them off the outside. That was Max Domi. And now a delayed penalty, though, against the Stars. So as soon as they touch up, Golden Knights are going to get a power play, and now they will. 10:29 left to go in the first. We'll see if there's going to be a trip, but nonetheless, it's going to be a power play for the Golden Knights. So Peter DeBoer is going to look on, and he's going to have to get his defensive personnel out there right now as Mark Stone wants an extra couple of words there. I don't think Vegas are going to do any extra lobbying because they know that they've gotten away with a couple of these things here early. I'm just trying to be as neutral as possible, but we've definitely seen that. We've seen some pace of play from Vegas that's been thrown on there. We've also seen some offsides that Vegas is a little bit too jumpy on. So we'll see who's going to be taken here for Dallas. And I hope that some of the announcers are talking about maybe not a potential 5-on-3. They got Thomas Harley right now in on it. They're showing some pushing and shoving between Harley and Eichel. He's just all entangled. Jack Eichel getting a piece of holding the stick as well, and even the body. I don't see where they've blown the whistle just yet, according to the Sportsnet replay. They see a trip there against Harley and Eichel on that side, so it'll definitely go on that end. But is that all we're going to get? No, we're getting a two-man advantage. We're getting Hanley with interference against Barbashev and Harley with a trip against Eichel. So Harley and Hanley both in the box, and all of a sudden Vegas gets a two-man power play. Petrangelo sends it across, gets the ripper of the slap shot, and this gets cleared back down the ice. So Dallas has to kill a two-man power play here for Vegas. So my goodness. Not going to be extra carryover time. Again, they scored earlier here. They still get another 135 that they would have scored right now, but this is going to end at the same time if they both end. And now Eichel toward the right side, dotted chance for Theodore. Send this back across for William Karlsson. Marchessault. Here's a chance. This is a blind pass and a score for Mark Stone right out in front. A 5-on-3 two-man advantage, and Mark Stone right on the doorstep finishes it off as the Vegas crowd goes absolutely crazy. 2 penalties in one against Dallas on that side. I imagine they are going to be none too pleased. But it's still going to be a power play here for Vegas. They've scored on one, and they got plenty of time, about a minute and a half to get one more. Mark Stone providing the screen in front of Artinger. It's Chandler Stevenson. This bounces off Esa Lindell's left skate, and Mark Stone is left all alone because, again, there's only 3 stars on the ice. Bounces off Esa Lindell. Mark Stone a perfect opportunity to get a rebound. No chance for Jake on that side. I feel like I can say that a lot in game 1, but what can you do on that end? Mark Stone gets a piece of it. He gets his 29th career playoff goal. But Vegas still on the power play. They've scored 1. Can they do it again? They got a minute 10 left to go here as it's 9:35 left to go in the first, picked up by Eichel. And this seems like a golden opportunity for Vegas to get this one done one more time. Eichel with an entry. Off the wall, they try to find Marchessault. Spin it back around was Eichel. And now Stone. He's been back on the ice. He just scored his pass a bit too soft. Allows Dallas to chip this one in off the players' bench boards and send this back down. And Aiden Hill will let the Golden Knights start again. VGK's got it as they send it across for Theodore. Now William Karlsson is this sent back across. They've lost it. Now it's Eichel. He'll recollect. Stevenson and Marchessault get the assist. from a Mark Stone goal. As this is sent back in, here's a rolling puck. Dallas will get this out. Stone with the 6th of the playoffs at 10:08. As this is gain the entry here for Pietrangelo. He'll spin near the left side of the window. Marchessault lost it, and it'll go back to Pietrangelo into the neutral zone. If Dallas only concedes one, you think they have to take it at this point. As Carlson will wrap this around the end boards here. Opportunity for Riley Smith. This gets back to D with Alec Martinez. They'll be patient. Give it back to Riley Smith now. And toward the right side, dotted centered out in front of Ottinger. It's blocked, but Ivan Barbashev get a piece of it. Dallas trying to get this out of their own end. Vegas still with it. Now they do. So they only score one, does Vegas, on the 2-man advantage, but it's hard to believe they got 2 right in one call when the whistles are usually swallowed. Evgeny Dadonov will send this across. Back in there for Wyatt Johnston. As he wraps this back around, Dadonov will try to take a look at it with Pietrangelo, as he'll hit this with the backhand side of the stick blade. And now Vegas quickly try to pursue this puck the other way as they'll dump it in. Hanley gets absolutely leveled, and Harley tries to finish off a check as well. So Hanley and Harley are up there with the second line side. As this stick's being held, he's being all entangled. Vegas not letting him go. And this is sent back there for Jamie Benn. For Robertson to flip this one in. And now Vegas has it in their own end with 7:30 left to go in the first. The shots on goal read 6-4 for Dallas, but it was a 5-on-3 man advantage for Vegas. They do score one. Captain C and Mark Stone. Radek Faksa gets the goal on that side. It was tipped from Miro Haskin over the head of Aiden Hill and in the net. 7:15 left to go in the first. Joining me with you for the CBC Sportsnet coverage of Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Check was finished there as Pietrangelo got stood up. Wrapped around the net now as Pavelski almost gets entangled. Miro Haskin will get it out. Stone will send this across. The pass that left there forever. Alec Martinez dropping the middle of the slot. And see if Dallas can make something happen. It's Rope Hintz. He's got it now. Here's his drop pass. Miro Haskinen's sweet little move. Trying to get recollected off the backhand. Hintz has been absolutely leveled a couple of times. Here's a fake slapper. Great save set up. And a rebound goes wide. As a hand is in the air. This one's going to go against Vegas. Dallas still with this thing. We're trickling it around the end boards. Robertson in the high slot. He's going to let it fly. Aiden Hill without his stick, but it is next to him. Haskinen touch pass. Robertson lets it work around. Picked up by Rope Hintz, bounced between the skate blades. This will be touched as he couldn't corral it off the skates. And now we get some pushing and shoving. I imagine we would. I think Dallas is going to be a little bit heated on this side. Again, I'm trying to be as neutral as possible, but Vegas getting away with some things here, and I don't think Dallas is none to please. Joe Pavelski is absolutely in the face of Mark Stone. Again, there's been some serious cross checks on Rope Hintz that were not called, but I think good on the referees that Dallas is going to get something here, maybe try to even this out. Not quite sure that there should have been a 5-on-3, definitely a 5-on-4, a tripping on that side, no doubting about it against Harley. But more so than that, we'll figure it out after as Rope Hintz was slashed. That was more of a ticky-tack, and that one was called. Go figure. So come right back. It's going to be a Dallas power play.
You deserve a vacation. Reward yourself with the Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite Card and C+. Isn't it nice when your coffee comes with a cookie on the side? How did they know you'd like something more? What about streaming a podcast or watching an episode instead of downloading it? Nice to have, right? When something's nice to have, more people should have it. That's why you can get Rogers 5G mobile plans now as low as $55 a month and count on more value to go because we're with you all. We have a responsibility to be brighter on the earth. That's why all Canada Post ground services are now carbon neutral. We're delivering more for the greener good.
This is the truck that helps you get far from home. The truck J.D. Power awarded #1 in driver appeal 3 years in a row. The truck of a rising generation. This is the truck that carries you in comfort. The one truck owners rely on. This is what it means to be Ram. Get 10% off MSRP on Ram 1500 for up to $9,800 in discounts. Plus, get 4.99% financing for 72 months.
Start the game for Vegas. Can you believe that one time that was thought he never could be on hockey because of his skating captain 08 going back to his first branded cat. Didn't want to sign with the weekend, so then GM called him up from the phone. Stone's father Rob at Winnipeg said, "We really want your son," to which Rob Stone said, "What? With this guy?" So even Stone's father had no faith in his eye, but in 4 years with the weekend, Stone fixed his skating. Around the league, all sits on the list that Stone is a constant threat to still be with the puck and score himself.
I remember his first playoff game with the Senators in New York. That has to score down. He had a helper on Jason Spencer ball. This guy, his puck touches are so creative. Every time he touches the puck, he just
So Chandler Stevenson's going to go to the box, and Dallas will go to their first power play of the game. Dallas's power play has been very good, especially in the postseason. 30%, that ranks fifth. Vegas penalty kill at 62% on this side. It's 15th of the 16 playoff teams that started on this side. So we'll see what happens here. Dallas was 0 for 2 on the power play. Miro Haskin will get a chance to get this now fired on, and this one is blocked toward the right side of the red line. It's bounced off Joe Pavelski off the backhand, and Pietrangelo will send this one down the ice. Jake Ottinger will take a look at it, play this with the goal stick. Got about a minute 15 left to go on the power play side. As Miro Haskinen's got it now, Pavelski will rip this one right back as Dallas attempting to find an entry here with Rope Hintz. And an easy read will allow Vegas to clear this down the ice. Ottinger is going to collect this thing near the left side faceoff circle. And Dallas's power play is already down to a minute. As this is picked in off the backhand again, it's going to be started again from the defensive side for Wyatt Johnston. As he'll try to gain the entry with a gain to Donov. Now Donov will play this up the backhand. It'll be fired on net by Suter. This goes off the right pad of Aiden Hill. Picked up now by Tyler Seguin, but he backhands this right to Alec Martinez. He'll, on a bended knee, take a long flip, and Dallas's power play is down to 35 seconds now. As this will be an opportunity one more time for Ryan Suter to flip this back around. Again, I almost didn't recognize him with much as the beard. It looks a little bit different than he did in Nashville, but again, it's been many years ago. Is Wyatt Johnston. Sends this back around. Max Domi out in front. Johnston with a backhanded move, but he lost the puck. Now this could be a short-handed break opportunity. Here's a sauce pass and good defense by Max Domi off the skate to negate any short-handed opportunities. Miro Heiskanen in full flight. Again, he's not wearing that full cage from taking that puck to the face. And just gain 2 on that side. As McNabb tries to go ahead and pick this one up. He's got Heiskanen pinned to the boards, and Dallas doesn't even get a shot on the power play. As this one's fired right down. Jake Ottinger going to play this quickly as Vegas was on the forecheck, and now a chance for Colin Miller. He'll flip this in. This bounces in off the hand of the Golden Knights. Try to be intercepted there by Nicholas Bois, and this will go back on the other end. Spun a couple times there for Shea Theodore fired on, and this is blocked out in front as Mason Marchment takes a tumble and behind the net. This is flipped up into the air. Vegas has a chance now for this. Brett Howden will quickly power this thing off the window. Eichel trying to dispossess one of the Dallas Stars of the puck as he's getting worked over with a couple of sticks and skates. Marchman trying to pin into the boards. Vegas can't hold the blue line. This is sent back down the ice, but it's not deep enough for icing. 3:25 left to go in the first. John, I'll be with you for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals between Dallas and Vegas. Vegas got a 1-0 series lead. They're trying to do what Florida has done, but except this is on the road. Florida already is going to take both games on the road. They're going to be on the road for the rest of this playoffs on this side to start because they were one of the last teams to get in. If they were in the West, the Calgary Flames, if they would have flipped divisions and realignments, they would be playing right now. That was the team of destiny. As this is picked up now for Jonathan Marchessault, and he'll just fire this in toward the right side open area and toward the right side dot. Flip back around for Lindell. Again, unfortunately for Essa, this one off his left skate, and Mark Stone was right there to get a 5-on-3 on the power play, finish home the rebound. This goes a little wide for Nicholas Hague, get a chance to recollect it. Pietrangelo will shoot this from the D side, and the ads from the puck. Sometimes they interfere as far as the TV. You think something's flying at you, but the puck is on the other side and toward the right side dot. It's sent back around for Harley. Now for Essa Lindell, it'll be a chance for Robo to get a chance to recollect the puck, have a chance to call his name too many times as he gets it in through the neutral zone. Great entry here for Robo. He's going to drive and send this in toward the right side of the crease as it goes a little wide. Now he'll get a chase for the puck, but Dallas will get a chance to recollect it with Roddick Fox. So he had a 200-foot responsible game right there. As Yanni Hakanpää Able to stutter step. Here's a chance now for Ben. He wants to tee this right up. And this goes high and off the kick plate and off the window. Sent back in to grab this around the horn, but it's intercepted now for Riley Smith, one of the longest tenured Vegas Golden Knights, alongside William Karlsson, one of the original Golden Misfits. This in toward the right side. Try to find Riley Smith, but the pass gets canceled off. Amadio tries to send it through. Right in off the doorstep for William Karlsson. He had a couple goals in game one. Here comes the bomb for Pietrangelo, and Onger found it. He covered it up. It's going to be counting as a shot on goal. It's been a while for Vegas, but good puck possession there on that side to make things look dangerous. Now they're getting their feet underneath them, getting some dispossessions of the puck against Dallas. They go to break. It's a 1-1 tie with 1:33 left in the first.
You deserve a vacation. Reward yourself with the Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite Card and Save Plus. At Toyota, our lineup of electrified vehicles is always growing. We're evolving the ways we move, so that every Canadian has a choice towards a more sustainable future. One that includes the all-new, all-electric Toyota BZ4X. Because every electrified vehicle we build at Toyota brings us all closer to a better future.
Imagine Dad when he was a kid. He didn't have Sparkly to show him how to brush. He must have had to remember everyone's order in his head. He couldn't even watch golf in the yard. And imagine getting your allowance in coins.
Imagine what it would be like when yours was me.
Wow, man. It's somebody's day.
No sickness, maybe just a little bit of allergies, and whatnot. It's a quick turnaround on the side between Saturday and Sunday at the matinee game. But I want to get both of these in on the weekend side because I'm not really sure what's going to happen if the Waterford Sharks do force a game 5. It's going to close my availability for Saturday, but we got to get that broadcast done because they'll be in the MIHL finals, and the best of 5 get a chance to see somebody lift the cup. It's not quite the Stanley Cup, but it'll be pretty damn cool to see.
Well, we know he's in bed around 6 o'clock at night, right? 6, 7, because he's up so early to work out. But this is an afternoon game, so it's right in his wheelhouse. This works for him. Yeah, it does.
They're showing Mark Wahlberg. He is at T-Mobile Arena. Again, he's always up early to work out, they say. So this will work. He'll be in bed by 7 o'clock, and this game should be done on that end. So 1:25 left to go on the first as this is played in off the backhand. And now Vegas will just keep this in with Shea Theodore as they're up around the left side of the red line. 1-1 is your score. Dallas is an 8-5 shot advantage. About 1:10 left to go in this first. Seems of late and toward this last commercial break that Vegas is starting to get some chances and some puck possession as Dallas had a really good start, but the 5-on-3 for the power play side as it bounced off Lindell's skate and went in. It was a goal for Mark Stone. That kind of evened the playing field, and since the back half, maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes, it's been Vegas as this is picked up now. Marchessault, this bounces off his skate blade, and this is very quickly across the golden logo. And now Dallas will have it. Here, transfer Joel Caravanta. And I don't know how Aiden Hill saw that, but he got it with the right pad. It was driving to the net, the former Red Wing Luke Glendening. I thought that might have bounced off him. He could have had a rebound there. He crashed in the net, no problem. But Aiden Hill saw it. He caught it in the catching glove. You got to stop it with 38 seconds left to go in the first. As even Glendening, I would say he's probably fortunate to not smash his head into the right side of the post as he was falling down. As you get a stoppage right at 38.8 as they're showing the traffic in front. So it'll be a chance for the first line of Pavelski, Hintz, and Robertson. Pavelski will win this one clean as it's an offensive zone draw when Miro Heiskanen will turn and spin. He's got a primary assist. Thought he might have the first goal of the game, but it went to Foxa. And now Hintz will wrap this around the end boards. This is sent back here for Robo, but he's been canceled off the puck right side to Alex Pietrangelo. Again, about 6'4" of him. And this is raced the other way for William Karlsson. Trying to get this into the right side of the wall. It's sent back around the end boards here for Vegas as you go down to 10 seconds left. 9 shots to 5. Dallas has the advantage. It's tied at 1. Vegas has an opportunity As when the offensive end gave one more shot here, they're down to 1 second. Robertson trying to pin to the glass, and that ends the first period. It's a 1-1 tie after one. When we get into the second period, we'll call more of the action here. John, you're with you. Stay tuned. It's game 2 of the Western Conference Finals.
This period brought to you by Scotiabank at Scene Plus. Enter now and you can score a trip to the Stanley Cup Final with an eligible Scotiabank Scene Plus debit or credit card.
What the Walt Disney World real feel like? It's like it's also like it's shared by everyone. Grabbing us all together like. So, getting on that impact you glasses and come feel it for yourself at Walt Disney World Resort, where Disney thrills us like.
So a quick little reset before I take my break on this side. I'll just give you the first period reset. You had a pair of goals, and we'll get those ones set up for you on that side. It was Miro Heiskanen now. They're going to give it to Heiskanen. So let me flip this back over and refresh it. So it is Heiskanen from Glendening and Suter. So let me go ahead and change this.
On every trip, you can depend on Esso to be the place between places, connecting you to what's next.
It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. Goldstein DiBiase represents clients in all serious personal injury lawsuits with care.
I'm going to change this to reflect the notes.
Trusted relationships through the entire legal process. Goldstein DiBiase. Call us first. 519-253-5242.
Representation matters. When communities and people see themselves reflected up on the screens, they move from the margins into the forefront. It is an inspiring and very powerful moment for them. And it gives them hope. And it gives them a voice. When you give people a voice, other people start listening. And when people start listening, things start to change.
Okay, so I'm just changing this a little bit for the note side as far as the story, but 2:47 in the first, there was a chance. There was 3 different rebound opportunities to shoot. Miro Heiskanen was all over it. It just kept going back to him. Puck got tipped up in the air. It was fluttering end over end, tipping over the arrow. Raiden Hill on that side. It goes in. It was credited to Heiskanen first, and with the Roddick Fox said they're going to put this one back to Heiskanen. So it's Heiskanen from Luke Glendening and Ryan Suter. So Dallas gets the first goal of the game, and then both at 9:31. Hanley and Harley, Thomas Hanley and Joel Harley on that side, both get called for penalties on interference, tripping on Barbashev, and interference on Eichel. 10:08 on the 5-on-3, Chandler Stevenson sent a pass that went into the crease that bounced off the skate of Esa Lindell. Stone is wide open. It's a 5-on-3. No chance for Jake Ottinger. He finishes off the rebound toward the end of the first with a minute 33 left. I made a marker in there that there was a good push by the Vegas Golden Knights, and that's so they started to find their legs and created some chances. But at the end of the first, the shots on goal were 9-5 for Dallas. The hits were 15-11 for Vegas, and the faceoffs were 12-5 for the Stars. It's 1-1 after one, and when we get in the second period, I will give you the action on that side, and we will see what comes ahead.
4. That's what's missing. And who bet 4? Kevin bet 4. That's a Stone goal that we'll get to in just a second. Congratulations, Kevin. You called it. The Miro Heiskanen would break out, and he did. And you knew that it wasn't Fox's. Why did you know that?
Well, Jared Daly got it right the first time, and then he rescinded his compliment to me, so I look forward to what he's going to say next. But just the way the puck went up, it was Shea Theodore in front that actually deflects the puck up. But it was a shot from the point by Heiskanen, and this is where the series is going to be won or lost for the big boys, because you got Hintz in front. We all know about Pavelski. He's going to tip in at least 3 goals in this series. Also, Seguin likes to go to the net now.
So we're hoping, and again, I got the full call on Hopeless Sports Guy, the reporter side. I'll just throw this in there. We got the full call in there yesterday when Chuck E. Cheese, Matthew Tkachuk, got the consecutive game winner in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Carolina Hurricanes. But Twitter Spaces and Mr. Elon Musk decided to shut off on that side of the EOT. So as far as the backup and the recording side, I always got that there. So everything wasn't missed on my end, but for those in the Twitter Spaces side, if you join in late, you can get a chance to hear that. But we got the full call on that side, so hopefully you don't get any freezing today. And for this matinee day game, after this is done, I'll get this all typed up. I'll get the stuff for the Waterford Sharks and Muskegon Voyagers. That'll be all squared away alongside the baseball series with the Tigers. So there'll be a lot going on. I'll get all that stuff done there this weekend, and it'll be an off day on Monday's side. So I said to the Stars, even the series 1-1 today, and the singular vote right now says yes on that side. So we're in the middle of the first intermission. It's 1-1 between Dallas and Vegas. Miro Heiskanen early at 2:47 from Glendening and Suter was not tipped. They got that right the first time on that side. So that's what I have there from Heiskanen, Glendening, and Suter. And Mark Stone on the 5-on-3 power play goal from Chandler Stevenson and Joe Morse. So tough luck for Esa Lindell. Bounced right off his skate. And Mark Stone with a 5-on-3. He's the only one right there as he can finish it off for a rebound goal.
Phenomenal all these playoffs, considering what clearly how uncomfortable he is.
This will be a good look for me because I didn't get a chance to watch any of game one. I haven't covered a little bit of the Golden Knights with the second time. Covered a lot of Dallas because we did a lot of the Seattle Kraken and the Dallas series on that side. But good luck again, a chance to look at the Golden Knights to see what they're all about. And even from game one, just to see some of these goals against Jake Ottinger, I'd have to imagine that even out of the five, maybe at least three of those from everything that I've seen from the Sportsnet coverage and replays and some of the other recaps, probably not on Jake. They're just drive to the nets there that Stars have to mitigate. It's greasy goals there for the Vegas Golden Knights. They're kind of outworking the Dallas Stars in some of the dangerous high-scoring areas in between the slot and the crease. And that's how you score goals. You got to be able to pay that price, and Vegas been able to do that. And we're going to have to see if Dallas can make some changes.
The first one, though, if that happens, Elliot, the second one has to be egregious for me. To make two penalties to the same team in the same stoppage of play, the second one has to be an absolute mauling. And I didn't think he did. I thought he put his stick in, and Eichel kind of like maybe stepped on his stick and fell, but nothing was happening. It was behind him. It's not a penalty after the first one.
Yeah, it is.
But what could have happened?
You know what I think really happened there is that, like, I don't disagree with you, it's a penalty. I just don't think they're going to call it after the first one. I think the one referee didn't see that the other referee had already called a penalty.
Wouldn't have made a difference, though.
No, I disagree. I don't think referees like to put teams down 5-on-3, and they wouldn't have if they would have known there was already.
So Sportsnet, here's a good discussion here between Elliot Friedman and Jennifer Bottrell and everyone else on the crew on that side. Should they have called? And I said this live on this side. Should they have called the 5-on-3 against Dallas on that side? And they're saying, I want to take a look at this now to see if Eichel was actually tripped, because I see 9 in the corner there alongside with Harley. So are they going to show it here? Harley's out in front. Yeah, there's a trip on that call. And on the side for the interference, I'm trying to take a look at Ivan Barbashev to see how much of the interference on that side. I think both of those, now that I look at it, I think they had to be called. But again, you already got one penalty against you. The referees don't like to go against the 5-on-3 is what they're pointing out. Do you do that? That's what happened, and Mark Stone got a power play goal.
Clearly, it is very important, but it's skating with a purpose. And if you look at his first one with the shift to the knee, it's a great example of being aware. His own blue line, right? A little bit of timing, looking to see when Barbashev gets that, he is going full speed at the blue line. Later in that same shift, deep in the own zone, and then just a couple of quick steps to gain.
So we had intermission topics yesterday. We got all those ones squared away between the Maple Leafs and the Coyotes as far as the GM with Kyle Dubas, Brendan Shanahan, and Tempe, Arizona not happening for the Arizona Coyotes. I'm going to leave those ones alone for now because I want to revisit everything, try to save up the pipes for the back-to-back games. Well, once this game is done, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Probably the reset of Vegas and Dallas, and then we'll switch back for Wednesday and keep it moving on that side. If we do get to a Game 5 with the Waterford Sharks and Muskegon, that'll tie it by Saturday. But after that, we'll be back into the usual business, and before you know it, we'll be into the Stanley Cup Finals. with Cooper Hopkins and myself. I know he'll be able to join for some of those. And I think I may not be able to cover Game 2 because going to my fiance's sister's wedding on that side on the 10th. And that might be right around where Game 2 is. If it's not, then no worries on that side. But I think it might be around where that is. That might be the only game that I miss as far as the Stanley Cup Finals. Again, you got to take care of that stuff, otherwise I'll be getting screamed at. So once all that's done, we'll be back into business as usual. We'll get through all the stuff for the Stanley Cup Finals, whether it is Florida or Carolina or Dallas or Vegas. I'm going to be excited either way. But these Final Four teams we've got left, this hockey's been fantastic. On the other side, there's been some close games in between, the Nuggets and the Lakers and the Celtics and the Heat. But those series have all kind of gone one way, alongside every single game so far in the conference finals have gone to OT. So we've kind of stuck to our hockey assignments. We knew we were going to get something good this time of year. All these teams are pretty evenly matched, so we'll see if that continues.
Our coverage continues on Hockey Night again.
Get closer to hockey with the NHL app. Closer to the names you know and need to know. Closer to all the games all the time. Download the NHL app today.
You guys ready?
I'll pay for it. Split expenses with the RBC mobile app. Get the new iPad when you switch to RBC. Nothing. With Expedia, you can save when you book your flight, hotel, and car as one customized package, so you can have a bit more money to do even less. Nowhere is out there. Your journey starts in the next generation GMC.
So we're still in the middle of our intermission. It's 1-1. Miro Heiskanen and Mark Stone with the goals. Mark Stone with 5-on-3 power play.
Are the only places worth going. Introducing the next generation GMC Gaming, the official vehicle of nowhere.
Are you a contractor or a do-it-yourself type who likes to tackle backyard projects on your own? Then you owe it to yourself to make creative homescapes your one-stop supplier shop. With Southwest Ontario's best premium lumber, brand-new composite decking, PVC fencing, building materials, and more. You'll find everything you need to bring your backyard projects to life. It's all right here at Creative Homescapes, the backyard living store.
I'm Gavin Crawford, and this is a story about me and my mom and Alzheimer's. This is probably going to be a sad story, but there's just I need to have them. How about the bathroom is like an Oompa Loompa? Like
If you guys hear some sound, I apologize for that. I'm just trying to get updates in between the Waterford Sharks and the Muskegon Voyagers for the MIHL assignment. As they're live in their action on their Facebook stream.
Welcome back. Time for the in-game tracker presented by Bet365. Matthew Tkachuk does it again. His third OT winner in the playoffs. That ties the record with Corey Perry, the Rocket, and Mel.
So no goals, just, that's a MIHL because I'm broadcasting from Detroit, Michigan on that side. So working with the Waterford Sharks at Lakeland Ice Arena. That is a best of 5. If we do get another win, or at least a split of the best of 5, Waterford's got to win today. It'll be a game 5 at the barn. We'll get a chance to get some live coverage and be on Will TV with John Stonehouse and myself. So they probably saw me jump in and wondering what the heck's going on because they know that I'm covering Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars on that side. But I need to get my updates because I got to type up everything else for the back end. Hopefully they can split the series because, at first I don't care, like anything else, even the Stanley Cup Finals. Imagine it's your team. Again, my team is Red Wings. I don't care who you guys root for or whatever it is. If we're all being honest with ourselves, I don't think it matters where your team wins the cup, where your team wins anything. Just win it on that side. So, there was a hope that maybe they can win at home. Now they lost the first game in Muskegon. They got to win another one here to send it back home. So now they have to force it.
Check out the Bet365 app for the latest odds. There's a look inside the visitors' dressing room at the Fortress. We'll get you back to John, Gary, and Scott
We're going to get set up back in the dressing rooms. We're showing everybody typing up the skate blades or anything else. We'll take a couple minutes away from the second period.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. We have a responsibility to be lighter on the earth. That's why all Canada Post ground services are now carbon neutral. We're delivering more for the greener good.
Audible lets you live the game you love.
If I sound a little groggily on that side, it's only because used to doing some of these night games. It's a quick turnaround for me on this side. But also we got mixed in was a couple of games in one, because the game one went into 4 overtimes for the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. And Matthew Tkachuk, we got 2 game winners back to back. So it's been a lot of extra hockey. But I'm very pleased to be able to bring all this stuff with you. So hopefully I'll sound more awake as we go along.
You choose the big, bold, ultimate taste of ultimate chicken sausages and hot dogs. Choose ultimate taste and value only from Maple Lodge Farms.
It's a scary time for us because we don't know what's going to happen. We're so frustrated at not being heard. What Fiona has done to Atlantic Canada people. First off, we're from Canada. This is the Nation.
I don't think I've told anyone that sense that everything is going to be okay. More in-depth conversations. All new Q with Tom Power. Weekdays at 10 on CBC Radio 1. Introducing the new, yo, what is that drink? I just had to stop at McD's drink. And then let me try that drink. New fruit splash beverages, now McD's. How refreshing.
At Great Clips, we use Clip Notes to save NHL.
I appreciate you guys following along. Again, I apologize I'm not into it as much for all the other intermission commentary. I'm just trying to save all the pipes and all that from the last couple and all the extraneous OT games. So we're in the start of the second period. They're showing the stuff. They're showing, I believe, the Luxor on that side. Again, I didn't get a chance to do a lot of walking around in Vegas. I did say that Caesars got a chance to go to see the Golden Knights and the Red Wings, again, just before COVID on that side. That was during March Madness. A few different restaurants. Got to fly around the Grand Canyon, stop off there. That was pretty cool. Spent some time at the blackjack table, among a few other things, and have some fun. So if you haven't ever gone to Vegas, I know some people will tell you it's an attraction as far as gambling and everything else. Go during March Madness, please. That's when you do it. There's so much stuff to do on that side. You'll see so many different types of people. And what I loved when I went to the Red Wings game there from a few years ago was the building legitimately at T-Mobile was half full of Red Wings fans and half full of Vegas fans. Everybody traveled well, and they were thinking the same damn thing I was. Let's just do this during March Madness and see what happens. Again, that seems so long ago now because John Moran, I believe, was at Murray State on that end, and now he's flashing guns on Instagram, unfortunately. So hopefully he can get that all squared away. So second period action. Jake Ottinger will flip this back around the end boards now as Dallas will look to go right to left in the second period there in the victory whites with the green on the part of the shoulders with the black pants and the green and white striping, and the mustard gold for the Vegas Golden Knights and the black pants at T-Mobile Arena. John Hunter with you, your play-by-play man for the CBC Sportsnet coverage here for Game 2. This is picked up now for Rope Hintz. Nicely played in between the legs for Miro Hastinen. Get this off the backhand. This goes in the player's bench, so no penalty on that side. And we'll do it again in the neutral zone with 19:26 left to go in the second. So I want to just brush up on some of the commentary I made in the first period, because trying to call it live and then seeing one thing and get some of the replays there I was wondering if some of the Vegas Golden Knights penalties, a little bit of liberties, a little bit suspect. So the liberties, I'm not going to back on that. So they're trying to make sure they punish Rope Hintz as much as possible. So I understand the gamesmanship on that end. But was it really an interference on Barbashev and a trip on Eichel when they shut everything else down? It was really called and it was warranted. It's just whether or not Wes McCauley and crew wants to put Dallas actually down 2 players in a 5-on-3. But felt like they had to call. They did so early. We'll see if that continues a little bit later in this game. It's a one-on-one rush the other way. That almost having a good hit on the other end for Miller. Finished up against Howden. Howden will have an elbow to the face there of Miller. He didn't like to finish up the hit, but this will go back there for Miller. As he put this back around, Marchman lost it. Good save by Jake Ottinger. Old man on the right pad, trying to make the splits. And he holds on. As Howden drove the net, so he got smoked by Miller. And then Howard will drive the net again. A chance on Ottinger with the right pad, and it's saved by Jake. So good work there by Brett Howden. Again, he's trying to challenge a little bit of that inner goal, game-winning goal in overtime, as he really did get a piece of Miller on the backhand side of it. So the refs are trying to let everything go as much as possible, I would imagine. But again, if I am Dallas, as much as I say that the penalties probably should have been called, I think maybe one on that side. I think Dallas has got a little bit of a case considering how physical and nasty this game has been in between both teams. I'm just trying to call it as fair as I see it, but I'm just telling you what I think on that side. So, Heiskanen off of the defensive zone draw win, as we'll get a chance to start this again. I'll have to fix this in my notes. As this is flipped back around for Jake Ottinger, we'll go ahead and make a play on it as it's sent back down for an icing. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I type a second correctly in the right line. I want to get all these notes and everything else tracked away to add in when we get into commercial breaks. Pull up both the roster side of it. John, I'm here with you on this side. Glad you can join me here for this high noon game in Vegas. Again, it's about a 12:15 puck drop for them. 4:13 Eastern right now. We're just an hour into our stream. We're in the middle of the second stanza. Jamie Benn, the captaincy, against Jack Eichel. As this one is one clean, but it's sent all the way back down. And Zach Whiteclaw, I'll flip this back around. Won 5 of 7 series when leading 1-0 has Vegas throughout their history. Again, when you talk about some of the collapses, you think about the San Jose Sharks. And again, Joe Pavelski was on the ice for that one as he got heavily messed up, bleeding all over the ice. And that turned into a major penalty, and that was just an implosion there against Vegas. They've been trying to get back into the Stanley Cup final ever since 2017, 2018. You made those all-in pushes. I've covered all of that stuff. I've talked about all of it to ad nauseum point of it. I know Vegas fans don't want to hear about it. This is the chance where this could be the last time where the window is truly open for Vegas. Not saying they're not going to be good next year or the next 4 years. I don't think any of us are talking about that. But as far as making a Stanley Cup finals push and actually lifting the thing, this could be one of the best chances. This is still a very deep Vegas team, but for how long will they remain to be deep? And Jack Eichel, that was a big concern on that side with the neck fusion surgery, but he's fit right in. He's starting to get his legs underneath him, and I think he's found a new home in Vegas. It's a hell of a lot different than it is in Buffalo, although Buffalo's trying to build finally now. They weren't really doing so when he was on that team. Shea Theodore, just a good stick check there by Dallas. Keeping on the left side of the face-off dot as it's flipped back in by Aiden Hill. It's just amazing, though, that Vegas has used 5 different goaltenders. And that also speaks to their defensive side of it, to be able to put, no matter who's in net, have a good outing. As it's sent back around, Marchessault gets pinned on the wall by Luke Glendening. Harley will fire. This goes up the left pad. Kiravanta will try to pick it back up for Dallas. This will go toward the right side of the red line now. There's a pickup off the back end, off the back skate, and William Carrier able to stay on sideways Vegas, so they're making sure that they play a little bit more due diligence here. They'll just casually flip this into the right side of the red line, but this goes up the window, and this bounces back to Dallas, but Harley is getting really worked over there. Brett Howden as well. This will get back into the neutral zone across the embracing Golden Line. And Alex Pietrangelo will get it from Alec Martinez. As it's flipped in, but it'll be iced against Vegas. And we get a stoppage with 16:44. I'll have to go in a second. If you do hear any yard work outside, I apologize. On that end, again, it's a matinee day game. So if I'm going to go ahead and get some of these games, try to cover everything, I didn't want to miss the first 2 games between Vegas and Dallas. We just have to make do with it on that side. So I apologize if you do hear anything. Hopefully the play-by-play on the TV side will maybe drown out a little bit of it. I can't show you the game as far as the YouTube side and the copyright restrictions, but I can give you the play-by-play. One by Miller. Here's a long ripper of a wrist shot. This one gets blocked. Rope hints will try to recollect. Joe Pavelski will give chase. As Theodore will flip this in, but this is picked off by Dallas momentarily, but now this will flub actually back to the defensive end with Miro Heiskanen. Gain the red line. Gain the entry. Off the soft pass, this goes off of Aiden Hill's goal stick on the left side of the crease. And now Vegas in the mustard gold try to flip this out, but it's intercepted by Robo. Now contested near the left face-off circle. Nicholas Waugh got it now. This will try to go ahead and get back to this. It'll fall back to Aiden Hill instead. Alex Pietrangelo, former St. Louis Blues captain, Nick Waugh, and now William Karlsson. Here's a flipping puck. This will get sent back down, but not icing, as this is contested near the right side red line. But an opportunity now for Harley. Lindell will make a stretch pass from 60 feet. Good bounce there. As Mason Marchman able to keep this one outside. Here's Max Domi off the chase. On the left side of the red line, as it's just kept in by Lindell just before it crossed the blue line, but now a skate got forced out. So everybody will have to check back up on the Dallas side. Tyler Seguin will try to stick check this thing. Back to Mason Marchman, gain the zone. He's just going to have to wrap it around. He's got no other play. Tyler Seguin now in behind the net. He's being worked all the way around. And I noticed Dallas's attack is a heck of a lot different than Florida's and Carolina's. And Carolina with the dump and chase, and Florida working behind the net. Dallas will just take whatever they can get. They're well-rounded. They can score in a multitude of ways, either back to the defense, behind the net, try to rip some slap shots, aim some wrist shots. They're comfortable no matter what it is. 12-7 on the shot board now, as it's pretty low on that end, but it's 1-1. Here's a pick for Howden. They'll fire this. This goes up the right side boards. It stays in play now behind the net of Ottinger. As it's recollected by the mustard gold, Alex Pietrangelo will send this around the net as the second period starting to fly by a little bit. Now Chandler Stevenson stuck in the corner off his backhand. Gets taken off the stick with the puck by Ryan Suter. Using the chip, get it out the window, and Dallas will get back into the neutral zone with Zach Whiteclaw. Will throw this in, and now Vegas will gain the entry there. Michael Amadio trying to go ahead and find this there with the help of Howden. And now toward the right side of the red line. This will be pinched back in by the Vegas defense. Getting to Donov, we'll take a look at it. It's the Jimmy Benn line outside with the Donov. They've been really good on this end. Wyatt Johnson, you can mix him as well. Ben, nice drag in between the skate blades, but he lost control of it. Good back check there by Vegas. They'll fall to Aiden Hill harmlessly. They'll stop it and make the save. The shots, I believe, are 14-7 now in favor of Dallas. They're showing a couple good blocks on the other end. Esson Lindell was part of his. It bounced off the skate blade and stayed out. This one bounces off his skate blade and goes in. So you live by the skate blade and you die by the skate blade. Sometimes hockey can be very cruel as far as bounces. He was a -2 rating in game one, but what are you going to do on that side? When it bounces off your skate, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It was a 5-on-3 power play, so he did the best he could to play the middle. So Rope hints now for Harley, and this will be flipped down the ice by Vegas. Will this go for an icing? Yes, it will. So Harley will get a chance for a hybrid icing with 14:08 left to go on the second. And we will do this again with the commercial half and half. So your scoring reset for those who have joined late, Miro Heiskanen with a goal at 2:47 from Luke Glendening and Ryan Suter. And then Mark Stone with a 5-on-3 power play goal at 6+ from Chandler Stevenson and Jonathan Marchessault, 10:08. So Robertson, he's going to be off the off wing. It's Joe Pavelski. Wins it clean. Here's the opportunity for Harley. Robertson will collect him through the traffic, and it goes a little wide for Rope Hintz. Won 8 of 28 series when trailing 1-0, and they spelled series correctly on Sportsnet. That tells you how quickly they got to get these graphics up. Again, that happens. Happens for me on that side. Even with cerebral palsy, sometimes you get a couple of extra keystrokes. As this is wrapped back around now for Robertson and Harley, and Jack Eichel will try to find it, but Dallas keeping this alive with the forecheck. Goes to Pavelski. Good pad saved by Aiden Hill. He closes the 5-hole. Blocked off the right pads. Rope hits. Now Pavelski will try to stick drag his way through. It was just a diving shot block, man. Trying to get this one to Aiden Hill. Now there's a chance. This one gets knocked away for Howden. That could have been a 3-on-2, but here comes Dallas flying down the middle of the neutral zone. Backhand opportunity for Dadonov. And he got robbed by Aiden Hill. As Vegas quickly will push this the other way, keeping Kolsar alongside Harley. And now here's a slap shot from the right side of the boards, and this goes up and on a play. Again, Dadonov with the absolute carry. He almost went this coast to coast. The Dono flying in between Zach Whitecloud. Power move to the net. He was fortunate to not get tripped. 13:03 in the second to go to commercial break.
On the way.
We get that. See? Real. Always a good time and always a great deal. Gas and Oakers.
I have been back and forth between glasses and contacts for 30 years. My whole experience with Windsor Laser Eye Institute was incredible.
I teach stand-up surfing lessons here in Windsor, and I'm always concerned that I was going to lose a contact in the water. Now, not only is my vision crystal clear, I can see better than 2020.
Lens-corrected lenses is much simpler and far more enjoyable. Just ask the thousands before you. Visit WLEI.com and book your free consultation today.
Renew, refinance, or renovate with WFCU Credit Union's 4.99% mortgage special. The choice is yours. Looking for a short-term option until rates settle, or a long-term option to roll in some renos? WFCU's 4.99% mortgage special has benefits beyond the rate, with over $1,000 in additional savings. Renew, refinance, renovate with WFCU's 4.99% mortgage special. Drop by a branch or visit us online at WFCUmortgages.com for details. Terms and conditions apply.
Something special happened in the 1998 99 Los Angeles Kings. Right to left, Gary Galley, Russ Gordon, Ray Ferraro, and Mike Roger. In that one season, all four played over 1,000 games. Two of the four loved to talk and still do for a living. Gary's doing the analysis for us on Hockey Night in Canada and Sportsnet. Ray's in the same role for ESPN. Who'd have thought the two of you would get paid to gas on when you used to do it for nothing? Gary.
You know what? We had the worst fight in the history of the National Hockey League. When we weren't teammates, we had this awful fight.
So very cool on the Sportsnet show. They're showing Gary Galley and Ray Ferraro. They're both teammates in the 98-99 Kings, and now they're both doing analyst jobs for CBC and Sportsnet and ESPN for Ray Ferraro. So I like that on that side. As this is picked up off the backhand, and this will be Mason Marchman. He'll race in the net, but this is offsides. I think we might get a. Are we going to get a penalty against Dallas? That's my question on that. So I don't think so. But they're going back there between Ferraro and Kelly on that side. It's a good time on that end. So Ray Ferraro, I think he'd be the only reason on that side to keep the ESPN coverage on. Same thing on the CBC Sportsnet. They do a good job as far as getting everything else all the way across. I appreciate you guys joining in with me on this. It's just going to be a neutral zone draw. So a little bit of offsides, I imagine. It'll be Max Domi against Jack Eichel. And now Domi gets ahead and gets a chance to get this draw, but it'll be won by Eichel. And now Whitecloud will flip this one back in. I think this is going to be blown dead. Yes, it is. 12:39 left to go in the second. We will do this one more time. This time in the offensive end for Dallas. As Domi and Barbashev exchanging a couple words there. Again, Max Domi probably a little bit more capable than his dad was offensively, Ty Domi, who could just go up into the stands and punch you right in the mouth. And again, he definitely did that. Max Domi's got a little bit of skating skill, and he's got that sandpaper to him. So you got a little bit of everything. Off the tie-up, this one is won by Vegas. And they'll try to take this left to right. This just bounces off the mustard gold skates. This is not offside, so this is going to allow Golden Knights trying to get a check on this. This is flipped right through, and here's a quick stick clear. This could turn out to be something for Vegas. Off the backhand, drop the Marchessault. Give and go. Barbashev to Marchessault. That was a great design, but somehow they couldn't get a shot off. I'll throw that into my notes. With 12:13 left to go in the second, Jonathan Marchessault is absolutely livid. Calling somebody an F&B on that side, no doubt about it. As this is flipped back in, it was Barbashev and Marchessault. They're able to create the steal, so they're all alone on the right side of the wing. He had two late arriving Dallas Stars, and I'm not sure if the back end of the skate of Dallas might have got a piece of Marchessault, but Marchessault definitely tripped Nero Heiskanen in behind the net. So Heiskanen getting a chance to draw a power play, and Marchessault go to the box, and Dallas has an opportunity with just, again, 12 shots to 7. Shot on goal here. as this will go back. Picked up here from Miro Heiskanen. And now Heiskanen for hits and toward the right side for Jason Robertson. As Robertson with the back pass trying to locate Ben. Sent back around now. Chance now for Rope Hansen on the left side dot as this will go back here for Jamie Benn. Sent back around now for Miro Heiskanen in the high slot. Robertson, Pavelski can't get a stick on it. It was an open net near the right side dot. And this will go back for Jake Ottinger. Miro Heiskanen has it with 1:25 left to go in Dallas's power play. Sweet little move as he gains the entry by himself. So much more refreshing to see that from the chip and chase in comparison to Carolina. You see players skating the puck in with confidence. As it's sent back around now for Pavelski. He will start in his zone. And here's a sauce pass. That's to be recollected by the captaincy and Jamie Benn. And Dallas's power play, at least on this opportunity, is down to a minute. And they'll have to look to start again. Here's a back pass. As Dallas will look to acquiesce right to left. Now an opportunity for Domi. As he will chip this one in alongside Rope Hintz. Rope Hintz gets a steal only for a moment. And now Vegas has this puck shorthanded. They will just casually gain the red line and put this in. They didn't even need to do that. They just want to kill a little bit more time, especially on the kill. Robo will fire this right in as Dallas has the entry. But now Braden McNabb. This is stolen by Robertson. Now Robertson flubbed on it. And this is Robertson right in the high slot. Kept in there by Suter. Here comes a slap shot. Another rebound and scores! Jason Robertson! And Dallas gets a power play goal. It's 2-1. 10:39 left to go in the second. Robertson's on the score sheet, this time with a goal in back-to-back games. And the Dallas Stars are back out in front. Braden McNabb, he got the pocket pick from Robertson. Robertson gets it back. It goes in the high slot. Suter going to let a slap shot go. It falls right in the middle of the slot for Robertson. He deflects it right in. So Robo puts the Stars up 2-1 as they try to go 1-1 in this series. There's still tons of time. We're about halfway through regulation right now. But it's got to feel good for Jason Robertson. I know there's been some Dallas fans, we can talk about this again, that were really upset Robertson's not putting in the points. He's getting a ton of assists and he's putting in points. He's just not scoring goals on that side. What do you want the 23-year-old to do? But now he's on the score sheet a couple times. Now it's up for the rest of the team to take advantage of it if you want to sit and complain. As it's picked up now toward the right side of the red line. And now Pietrangelo. Flip this back around for Jonathan Marchessault. Robertson with this fourth of the playoff cycle, as this one is off the right side of the post. Jake Ottinger almost had his life flash before his eyes. And now it's 10:05 left to go in the second. We are at the halfway marker as Robertson has just given Dallas the lead. And this is sent back down. This goes off the right side body. And now Theodore will play this off the back pass here for Harley. Harley will spin. Collect, backhand turned over. Now Vegas has something. Here's a backhand, big save by Jake Ottinger. And this goes now for Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn with a long flip. As this one gets dumped in off the goal stick of Aiden Hill. I know my Dallas friend Dustin Hall just texted me. Well, we'll see if we can even get him in on this broadcast if he wants to. As this is spin now here from Wyatt Johnston and recollected by Vegas. There's a long flip. Good steal by Dallas and Miro Heiskanen. As it's 9:15 left to go in the second, played in off the backhand now. Vegas will get this takeaway now, and all of a sudden, since Dallas got the go-ahead goal with Robertson, we've seen Vegas get a little bit of a push, but the shots are just 14-8. So Dallas really suffocating Vegas as far as their shooting opportunities, but still, Jake Ottinger had a couple chances to get the post, and Vegas, even with a lot of not a lot of chances, post ones don't count. Here's a 150-foot pass. This will find the goal stick of Jake Ottinger. Suter will get this one back around now. It's got this near the left side red line, does Dallas. And look to go right to left for the rest of this second period. Sent back around again. This will be poked away, and Jake Ottinger will have to play it. This will drop here for Ryan Suter. 8:35 left to go in the second. Robo just giving Dallas a 2-1 lead. Marek Fox, he's in the middle of the slot. Here's a long chance. Aiden Hill gets a piece of it. This bounces, and toward the left side of the red line is Dallas all of a sudden starting to hum just a little bit. This is sent back around the inboards here for one of the original 10-year Golden Knights to the other, Riley Smith and William Karlsson, but Dallas gets an interception here for Suter. Suter now, as they're giving a look in on Alec Martinez off the close can. Rope hits off the back end. I'll chip this in off the right side of the boards. Rope trying to go ahead and get his own puck in between three different Golden Knights. And now played in by Robertson. He throws in a couple bodies. Good work there, trying to get this puck away from Nick Hague. And Robertson is playing with a lot of confidence right now, and amazing what a couple goals can do. He's already been really good. Was this blown dead across the red line and be going to the players' bench? Either way, we will get a commercial break. Robertson, 2-1 lead now for Dallas.
Isn't it nice when your coffee comes with a cookie on the side? How did they know you'd like something more? What about streaming a podcast or watching an episode instead of downloading ahead? Nice to have, right? When something's nice to have, more people should have it. That's why you can get Rogers 5G mobile plans now as low as $55 a month and count on more value to come because we're with you all the way. We are always in motion. Getting this, fixing that, arriving to destinations in life and around the world. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's a work. Because life never stops, you need someone you can trust to go right along with you, no matter where the future leads. Enterprise provides and drive.
What's the greatest manager after the game? Change path for the better.
Couldn't you stay away so long?
Us walking on the same page inside.
Thank you for choosing Plan B.
You could go back, change things, but you didn't.
Now Stars have retaken the lead on a power play goal. Shooter with the one-off, and he puts it with the net off with the tap. An easy corner shot for Robertson. And then right away, Vegas won the ice for Pavelski. Three-way pass play, Barbashev's not working. How about this one? Goal serve to Carrier. He just didn't take it a little farther, another foot or two. You want to have the hook. Boston shot, Vegas blocked 18.8 shots a game. Now look at National Hockey League during the regular season, around 18. And that was Scott Martinez. He had to cut it out because he didn't get out of their end. And he could get a change for at least a good 30, 40 seconds. And he had to regroup and recompose, and he is one tough customer.
So 7:40 left to go in the second. They're showing some of the chances that went off there to the post, keeping Kolsar a couple times, and Jason Robertson just scored the go-ahead as Alec Martinez got banged up. The puck hit him right in the leg on that, so there's not a lot of padding. 15-9 are the shots on goal. Dallas has the advantage now. About 7:20 left to go in the second, as this is picked in off the forehand, and Dallas will have to check back up on the delayed offsides as Mason Marchman will just watch this puck get cleared in. This will be picked up by Essen Lindell. One of the pucks unfortunately bounced off a skate play into a Mark Stone power play goal. 5-on-3, Marchman will wrap this around the window here for Max Stone. They try to get centered right out in front for Marchman. Good looking design, but this will go back to Ryan Suter. He'll flip this in across the red line now as Dallas will check back up and get some forward line changes. You got the Ben Dadonov line out there right now. As this is picked up by Vegas. Played it off the backhand to Captain C. Mark Stone as this one gets shot a little bit wide off the backhand. And now Suter with this stretch pass from 50 feet bounces off of Ben. This goes near the right side of the red line now as he finishes a check on Braden McNabb. And the Mustard Gold will get this the other way, right to left in the second. They got it near the right side dot. Here's a chance to slow up, fired onto the traffic, and that was deflected. Marchessault, again, he just got a penalty, but he tried to put that one right back in the net. Miro Heiskanen now will drive again. He's not wearing that full cage from taking that puck to the face. Joe Pavelski will give chase, and now Marchessault gets canceled off the other way by Harley. Going ahead a couple more times, there is Ivan Barbashev, but this is brushed away from him. Long flip. This will be touched by the goal stick of Jake Ottinger. And Harley, as of now, Thomas Harley will throw this one here for Rope Hintz, who's been unbelievable in this postseason right now, but he's getting roughed up in this game. I think Vegas definitely trying to make him a target from what we're noticing right now. With 5:45 left to go in the second. Again, the shot board this week's 15-9 as far as shots on goal. So Dallas doing exactly what they need to do right now. Again, they're kind of playing the same way they did against the Seattle side when they shut down some of those chances to be able to get a win. They're doing this against a Vegas team. Against Seattle is one of the best offensive teams, and they shut them down too. So they have to get through the expansion teams here if they want to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, where they might have a big Carolina or Florida, but Florida's got a 2-0 series advantage. Martinez wrap this around now as Robertson will take a look. And now this bounces off Pietrangelo. Nicholas Watt in a little bit of an issue trying to get this out of the zone as he'll fall back to Colin Miller now for Dallas. This is a 4 interception now. Nick Watt gets a chance to get a piece of it, but this will get knocked away. Dallas with a long flip. Try to get something going here for Luke Glendening. He was the 1-4 checker, former Red Wing on that side. Now Dallas Stars. This is quickly paid the other way off a chip pass. Vegas in full flight trying to work their way off the backhand. And William Carrier, he was just trying to big rig his way into the net. As he's sent back around now for Colin Miller. Now Joel Kiviranta is around there alongside Luke Glendening. He mixed a little bit of speed and sandpaper on that side of that line. Right, clocks it with a long flip as this goes across the Vegas Golden Knight logo. Go Knights Go chance happening right now at T-Mobile Arena. John Under with you. I'm your play-by-play man. 4:25 left to go in the second. As this is flipped in across the red line now. Played off the back skate of Jake Ottinger and off the goal stick. This will be right back into the neutral zone now where Vegas will play. And off the backhand, be an opportunity for Ryan Suter again from Nashville and Minnesota and now Dallas. Puck flips over the stick of one of the Golden Knights. This is going to allow for a one-on-one. Tyler Seguin trying to make something happen, but he really didn't have the reinforcements as this will go the other way. Actually get intercepted here for Suter and Marchman, and is this flipped up into the netting? I think it is, over the glass. 3:54 left to go into the second. We are going to get another commercial break. Jonathan Marchessault just missed the post. Trying to go 5-hole on Jake Ottinger, and then a drive to the net for Keegan Kolsar. William Carrier got to
Chevrolet Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will it take you?
So the Stars' goal was from Robertson and power play from getting to Donov and Ryan Suter. So we'll get that all squared away right now.
Because adventure is everywhere.
Audible lets you live the game you love
For nearly his entire hockey life, everywhere Sidney Crosby went,
in ways you could only imagine.
So Suter has 2 secondary assists in this game. He's the only multi-point getter.
You can bet yourself get carried away in all things hockey. Providing books, podcasts, and originals for every type of fan. There's more to imagine with Audible.
So I'm going to mark this right now as far as the notes. This is starting to look like the Dallas-Seattle game too. What I mean by that is they really limited the opportunities of the Kraken. Right now they're really limiting the opportunities of the Golden Knights.
This is not just a credit card. This is the freedom to bank with us anytime.
I know posts don't count as shots, and Vegas has been close on a couple of these here, but as far as consistent slamming the puck or on the boards or on the net, getting some chances on Ottinger, it's not really happening that much right now.
Outstanding in goals. So the Stars have been built through the draft, and none more important than 2017 when they got Heiskanen and Ottinger in the first round, Robertson in the second. Dallas general manager Jim Hill.
So they're showing that 2017 draft. We always reference it when we're doing a Stars game. Heiskanen, Ottinger, and Robertson. It's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the captaincy, and Jimmy Benn. Suter will fake the slap shot. Miro Heiskanen to get this one to bounce right back to him. He's been excellent in this game. Nobody can really match up with his speed. It's like having an extra forward out there. As this goes off the right pad of Aiden Hill, sent back down the ice. I'll pull the rosters back up here. Thank you for joining me here on Twitter Spaces and the YouTube side at John Ryan On as it's intercepted on the left side faceoff dot for Chandler Stevenson. There's a long chance Nick Hague, and this one will go off the left side of the kick plate, bounce all the way back down. So this is just going to be picked up. I thought it was Vegas off their own shot, but they're going to give an icing here for the Vegas Golden Knights. So they're going to get an offensive zone draw here with 3:22. I thought that actually bounced off of Hagen off the window and sent all the way back down. But they're showing Miro Heiskanen driving to the net. Again, when he has the speed and the confidence to be able to skate and do everything else like that, you don't mind your defenseman going behind the net as long as you rotate. And Heiskanen now with a little bit of push there against Howden. So this is a chance now for Vegas. Here comes the slap shot. This goes off of the pad of Ottinger and sent back down now. Marchessault will take a look at it. This will not be ice because this went off the pads of Ottinger for sure of that this time. Here's a 120-foot pass. We have an opportunity now for Eichel as this is wrapped back around for Mason Marchment. We'll play this in off the backhand and recollect it off the wraparound as this is sent back around now for Dallas. One more time with Max Domi. Now Rope Hintz. The first line part of it is out there right now as they go ahead and get their change. Rope Hintz. This gets flipped into the neutral zone, so no penalties here. The shots now read 16-10, 2:47 left to go here in the second period. John here with you on the call for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. I know he's got a different feed on my side. If Dustin does join in, they're showing some of the girls dancing on his side on ESPN. I'm in the CBC Sportsnet coverage, so I'm looking at some Elvis impersonators alongside some of the girls. Are they trying to make sure the Zebras here to see that the puck maybe was called for a delay of game? I think that's what we're looking at right now with the Zebras. Peter DeBoer is saying go ahead and check on that side, so maybe he could get something in for Dallas. I think he's got his finger up in the air. He wants to be able to check on this side. That's what DeBoer's saying, and that's what the referees and everyone else are looking at. So once we get anything definitive, yeah, I know he says that with all the entertainment, it feels more like a strip club than it does an actual show. I get that on that side, but that's the Vegas and the entertainment. Those are the only things that you can get away with on that side, especially when you're in Vegas. I don't think you can get away with that any of that stuff when you have a hockey team anywhere else. It's something uniquely Vegas. It's an entertainment experience, just like it is when you go there. So we're just going to get another offensive zone draw. They wanted to just make sure everything else was all squared away. And it is now. So we're back underneath the action. 2:35 left to go in the second. This is played in off the backhand. Robertson will have this bounce away from him off the long foot. And this is sent in. Aiden Hill will take a look at it. It's just on the stand up toward the right side of the post is Dallas. We'll try to relocate this off the stick lift. They got an opportunity. Here's a drop pass. Chance for Harley. Drive to the net. Good save by Hill. He looks behind him, and he's got the save. 2:19 left to go in the second. Good work there by the Pavelski line and Harley. Again, it doesn't matter what the defense is or who's out there right now. Dallas very confident in that back end line to push the play and help those forwards out and create some chances. And Harley worked his way in the left side dot. He fired, but it was tipped right on by Pavelski, and Aiden Hill made a great save. So good work there by Thomas Harley. It's around Jack Eichel. It's a tip there from Pavelski, and Aiden Hill's right there as it goes right into the webbing of the catching glove. Aiden Hill's been pretty good in this game. He hasn't been overworked too much. Jake Ottinger has been overworked too much as well. Joe Pavelski says, you got a little bit lucky there on that side. He made lips. 2:19 left to go in the second, as this will be Tyler Seguin in on the draw, and Seguin will win this one. Heiskanen will get this across. Heiskanen able to pull that blue line, walk in, fire a slap shot. Good save by Hill with the right pad. As this is flipped in now, Heiskanen wanted to play this one as he'll flip it back around the inboards. He gets hit pretty hard. Again, he's not in the full cage now, so he's taking the puck in the face. White Cloud, flip this back and keep it in. As Keegan Kolesar, White Cloud with a ripper. This goes out the window. Keegan Kolesar tries to collect. Good defense there by Dallas to brush aside a one-knee wrist shot. This is flipped in by Seguin. This goes away from the goal stick of Aiden Hill. Seguin, leave it there for Marchment. Here's a good wrist shot as this goes in behind the net. Now Seguin and Marchment with a nice little combo play. And now Dallas will get this with 1:30 left to go in the second. We'll get this one across the red line, but this goes up into the players' bench. 1:30 left to go in the second. Dallas, 17 shots on goal. Vegas, just 10. Yes, that's what I said, with 1:30 left to go in the second. Thank you guys for following along, whether it's just one or everybody here on the Sun Twitter Spaces of John Reinhardt. I appreciate it. This is game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. I know the sun can be a little bit bright, but hopefully it's not as bright as some of the lights. I know some of you guys say. But since it's a matinee day game, we can keep enough of the sunlight side. This is sent back around. Hope I'll get some D vitamins. As this is picked up now and toward the left side dot, Stone gets worked over. Here's a slap shot. This will actually bounce to Shea Theodore. Theodore now is being harassed by Evgeny Dodonov. And now it'll be a race for the puck the other way for Essel and Dallas. We're going to be a minute left to go in the second period. Vegas is 5-2 at T-Mobile Arena. They get the steal now. But we're going to blow the play dead. Is this going to be a penalty against Vegas? According to the crowd reaction, somebody absolutely dumped Colin Miller. So VGK going to go back to the box. And you could take the 5-on-3 comments that I said from the first period and maybe rescind those, because now Chandler Stevenson gets his second penalty of the game. Stevenson with a hellacious cross-check. That's right in front of the referee in the Vegas bench. So some of the liberties that they were taking against Rope Hintz, they didn't get away with that right in front of the zebra against Colin Miller. So I hope he's all right. I hope they make it. We're wearing some extra padding on that side of the back. 58 seconds left to go in the second period. If Dallas doesn't score, they're going to have about a minute 2 power play carryover time. So Jimmy Benn, again, as we said, one of the few players left, grandfathered in without a visor. We'll go ahead and take the draw. Again, no Chandler Stevenson, so that's going to take away some of the face-off chances, and Ben will win this one clean. Heiskanen near the right side dot. Rope hands with a sweet little spin. Heiskanen gets this back across. They'll get it back now on the left side dot. There's a tip play from Rope Hansen. This goes back in around the net now. Rope will collect back for Miro as they'll flip this one. Here for Robertson. Here's a big slapper, and this one's saved by Aiden Hill and cleared down the ice. So Ottinger for Jason Robertson as he's got it now. Gain the entry and off the backhand, playing with all sorts of confidence now. He's got a couple goals in the last 2 games. This is flipped in, but this bounces off of, I believe, Robertson on that side and will stay in. So Vegas has to do some due diligence, get this out of their own end. Rope Hintz will chase. This will fall back to Joe Pavelski. 10 seconds left to go. Essentially, it's going to work at a fresh sheet of ice, put the top line back out there. Robertson lost it off the backhand. It's going to be an opportunity for Pietrangelo down to 3 seconds. He's got a fire at the net here, and this one will go wide, and we end the second period. So Dallas still has a minute 2 left to go in their power play, but Nick Waugh trying to tie this game as he had a shot right at the buzzer. We'll come back. We'll call third period action. Still 2-1 Dallas.
Get closer to hockey with the NHL app. Closer to the names you know and need them. Close to all the games, all the time. Get closer to everything you love with the NHL app.
The heavy hitter. The original. The award winner. The non-conformist. The weekend warrior. There's an award-winning Ram truck just for you. With a Carolina truck delivery during the month of Ram. Get 15% off MSRP at Ram Classic for up to $11,000 in discounts. Plus, get 4.99% financing.
Did somebody say?
Isn't this pop?
Skip.
It's a puck luck.
We'll go ahead and get the shots on goal and everything else typed in, and then we'll give you a resale.
The lowest fees with Skip.
Plates. 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 There's somehow no better way to travel this place than on the plate. The Expedia app tracks the price of your flight and lets you know if the price goes up or down. So instead of searching if your flight got cheaper, you can go on searching for all the best plates.
Tomorrow on Sportsnet, it's the Kings and Rays at 6 Eastern. Nothing comes easy into it. Take the Red Sox take on the Angels. We're in the presence of a generational player. We are on the ice. Hockey Central previews the Eastern Conference Final. It's Hurricanes Panthers Game 3.
Did you see that? Pavelski! Williams scores! And he said, let's go home. Matthew Tkachuk in
Are you ready for total physical and emotional transformation?
All right, so let's give you the second period reset. I know there wasn't a lot of shots in there, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a stronger recap here because I feel like there's been some opportunities. So with just over 13 minutes left to go in the second period, again, Donham drove his way to the net. He got around Whiteclaw, and he just got dropped before making a move to be able to get a shot on. A couple of rushes for the Golden Knights go off the post, but it was the Stars. Marceau gets busted for a trip. Robertson at 9:21 scores in the power play. Kolsar and Carrier go off the post. Puck loose in the slot. Robertson scored his goal, starting to look more like the Dallas-Seattle game too. What I meant by that was, remember how the Kraken got a little bit limited in their opportunities and the Stars kind of took that vice grip and tightened it up? Well, they're doing so right now against Vegas. I know Vegas has hit several posts. They've gotten close. They've buzzed around Ottinger. But some of those greasy opportunities, they're not working out this time for the Golden Knights. Nicholas Waugh, he was able to record a turnover from the stick of Robinson at the end of the period. Just shot it wide, trying to make it 2-2.
McNabb has the puck in behind his own net. I don't know if Pietrangelo calls for a reverse, but anyways, Robertson reads that, then pushes the puck to the corner, gets return pass, and a nice little pass back to the point. Donham with the slap shot. Watch Robertson in front. We're going to see a couple of really good looks at this. What I like is how he slides that left hand up on the shaft, and now he's able
So still 2-1 Dallas. He tried to make it a 2-2 game, just missed the net, still 2-1 Dallas. Dallas does have carryover power play time from the Colin Miller cross check as Stevenson's going to serve it. The shots on goal are 17-10 for Dallas. Hits are 25-24 for the Stars, and the face-offs also lead for Dallas, 22-15. So if Dallas doesn't score in the third to begin their power play, they'll be 1 for 4. Vegas will be 1 for 2. So all those Vegas things, when I said in the first part, maybe the 2 power plays, maybe not such a good idea. That's the only ones that they've gotten on that side. Dallas has 4 opportunities. And this looks to be, so far, a 1-1 series tie, you would think, because this is kind of trending that same way. Dallas has some of these games where they can go ahead and lock down defensively. For everyone else, it says Vegas and 5 for all of those things. I've heard a lot of those. I just really encourage everybody to pump the brakes because I think Dallas is one of the best teams that are left, not just in the Final Four, but entering in this whole Stanley Cup playoffs tournament. Now they're in the Final Four again. They're in the top 5 in between power play, penalty kill, goals for, goals against. They can do it all, and I still think they're complete. I know Vegas has a lot of traction on their side. I think Dallas probably is the best team left on the 4 side, but the hottest team, no doubt about that, that's the Florida Panthers.
And the other example would be Bruce Cassidy. He played for Brian Kilray, the Auto 67 Brian for a year. And the same thing, right? Right. So there you go. There's 2 guys who are committed to hard passes. Who for you? Let me go for you first, Ken. Paul Coffey. Tape to tape, hard passes.
Danielle Goyette, and I know when I was a rookie in the team, she'd always spend extra time with me at the end of practice, and she would fire passes all the time.
Kopitar. Always notice Kopitar and Boschman in practice when the coach is watching.
Eric Lindros for me was the hard one, and I remember at the Winter Olympics in Albertville, only the guys like who had played in the NHL could even come close to handling.
So right now, what I see is after 1 period, again, this is my local assignment, the Sharks and the Voyagers are tied at 1.
100%. He would get really angry. Like, he'd give it to you if you didn't make a good pass to him. What was Potvin? He would have been a hard passer. Really hard passer as well.
Yeah. Coffee passes to both teams, though, right?
You said that, not me. I hope he's alive. One of the songs of the game is Paul yelling right now at us.
2-1 Muskegon with 10-18 Zach Dance.
The sounds of the game, and sometimes we're lucky enough that the camera picks up on. There's a lot going on out there, and a lot of it is mostly like.
And I will give my updates as much as possible on that side and get everything all typed up at the end. But Waterford needs to be able to get something going here. Again, the last update was 2 minutes ago. So they're in the middle of the second period on their side.
It reminded me of Brett Burns. Brett Burns, when he was in San Jose, he was playing forward. Every time for like a year, when he would forecheck, he would bark like a dog. So he'd be coming on the forward like, And I never knew what it meant, right? Because like I could obviously hear him, and so I kind of knew where he was, but it was just so confusing, and I never knew why he did it. And so every once in a while, there's something that happens, and when guys are mic'd up, you think you could get some of this. The only problem is general managers use that veto power of what makes it there. So you could probably catch a lot more of this stuff on, but there's some confusing things that happen out there.
Was it at all times, or just when he wanted the puck? Or
He didn't have the puck. I would have it on the wheeling the net, and he was forechecking me, barking. And honestly, I don't know what it means. I'd like to know. So next time we interview him, maybe we can ask him.
Okay, Jen, guess what? Fourth line, Fox, you've been trying to show this for 2 days.
It's okay. You know what? It's not good. Kevin doesn't think I have any fourth line appreciation, so we'll save it. We'll save it.
Because Elliot, you might have some news for us.
Yeah, there's some news that's developing, and we'll keep our eye on Tuesday through the long weekend, where it's expected that Craig Conroy will be named as general manager of the Calgary Flames. And I don't necessarily think he's going to be the only appointment here.
So Elliot Friedman right now is making the news. Flames expected to announce Craig Conroy as general manager early this week. So I think when Cooper Hopkins and I, when we do get settled back in, I know we talked about some of the commentary in between the Maple Leafs and the Coyotes. I think we'll definitely mention his side of the GM and be Craig Conroy, what he thinks are some of the early returns.
Love, Ryan Huska, Kirk Muller, Travis Green. I'm going to throw another one out there. A former line mate of Jerome McGinley's, Alex Tanguay. But they're going to do a search.
That's great.
Alex Tanguay did the power play work for the Red Wings side. He was the former Colorado Avalanche. He could be the head coach on that side with their series.
Peterborough and London tonight at 7 Eastern. Take a short break and continue our coverage here of Game 2.
The interesting side for me, I'll just throw this out there. If that's what ends up working out for the Flames, you still got to look at and make sure that I get this correct with Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Wigger, and Nazem Kadri on the 8-year deals, and 6 more years on the other side for Nazem Kadri. There's still a lot left to do, and this is still a team that is on the cusp of making a power play set. All they needed to do was take some of those overtime losses, convert a couple of those into wins, and they would have been in the postseason. I don't know how long they would have ran, but they would have been here on this side. So I don't think if you're Calgary, you don't need to make some wholesale changes as far as that roster. But there is going to be some cap, the things to figure out the other end. You got Michael Backlund, you got Milan Lucic probably coming off the books. So you will have some money to spend. And then, figuring out some things with Mangiapane and some of those other players that we've always talked about. Again, when we do get into the free agency frenzy, we'll break into that a little bit more. But there's a lot left to do here in Calgary. And my hope is that they don't blow everything wide open.
The most advanced off-road mid-size truck, because the hardest places to get to are the only places worth going. Introducing the next generation GMC Canyon, the official vehicle of nowhere.
Want to do something good for you and good for the earth this spring? Really good. Just look for Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs in the white containers at your local garden center and plant them in your yard. They've all been trialed and tested for your success. So you provide a little bit of TLC and they'll provide.
Did they just score, Muskegon?
For years to come. Proven Winners Color Choice. A better landscape starts with a better shrub.
Yep, they did. The score was 2-2, but now it's 3-2. So I'm just looking at this in the middle of the intermission here for me on this side, and yeah, it's 3-2 now. So again, at least I know between the video side and some of the other things, it doesn't fade away as far as the broadcast. So Twitter Spaces were just malfunctioning the other night. So sorry for anybody that couldn't get the official call on the Twitter Spaces that drawn run after Kachuk's second overtime goal, but they got that live in real time here on the reporter side here. So never any issues on that side. Anytime you want to get anything, that's at hopelesssportsguide.wordpress.com.
Jason Robertson, Joe Pavelski is tops with 13:04. 12:32 for Jason. He's got the goal. He's got 2 shots and 2 hits. And here he is with
Well, Jason, for all the talk about you not scoring since the first round goals in back-to-back games will put a merciful end to that talk. On the other hand, were you as worried about it as everybody else?
No.
No, I think definitely had the opportunities. As long as I keep working for them, keep doing the right things, playing the right way, not cheating for offense, something's going to come. I know it was a power play, but I'm just finding pucks loose and I'm just getting out quickly.
Peter DeBoer said he thought the Vegas Golden Knights were the better team in most areas of game number one. That clearly is not the case in game two. What's the essential difference in the Stars game today?
Yeah, I think we're limiting our turnovers to the neutral zone. I think they kind of gave them a lot of free offense last game one. It's hard to get a good game plan going when you're turning the puck over and feeding them easy offense. So we're tracking better, not turning pucks over, making smart decisions, which is what our team's built on, structure, and give us better results.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Super thoughtful, Scott. Thank you, Jason. Here's a funny little thing. Theodore 100, did he shoot it directly out of play? What makes it hard is Pavelski has that white stick, white tape, white stick, and you just can't read whether it went in. And why that's interesting is here are the Golden Knights. All of them just happen to be working on their sticks with black tape. The goaltender has to have white tape on the knob of their stick, lest it be confused with the puck in the net. This would be a way to solve that problem. Okay, it's man made. What do you expect? 2-1 Dallas. We'll be back with the third.
You need to try meditation.
No offense, but meditation is for white folks.
Say less, Black King.
Now streaming. See the movie of that only on Disney Plus. No one is gonna think that you can play. Dress like that. Look like a modern liberal with low body fat and functional strength. You dress like a white girl at Whole Foods. See Wall. Jack Harlow. The white boy got to go. Ooh. Where? Why didn't you jump? I'm here whenever you guys need me. For what? A monster? Deep tissue?
So we'll begin into the third period shortly here. Jason Robertson is the go-ahead goal right now. We're beginning to down up, and Ryan Suter. Ryan Suter's got 2 secondary assists. Vegas' lone goal came on a 5-on-3 power play from Mark Stone, Chandler Stevenson, and Jonathan Marchessault got the primary and secondary assists. Nothing for Vegas in that second period. As we said, the shots on goal are low. It's 17-10 for Dallas. The hits are 25-24 Stars, and the same thing on the draws, 22-15. Power play will be 1 for 4 if Dallas doesn't score in the third with a carryover 103. Vegas is 1 for 2 in this game.
A host doesn't stay with you. Because without privacy in your vacation home, it isn't really a vacation. Is it? This is CBC News Explore, because that's what we do. We explore the news. How did this happen? 24 hours a day for free. CBC News Explore, stream free.
What happens when we turn our country into one giant obstacle course? Canada's ultimate challenge. Stream free on CBC Gem.
May is Asian Heritage Month. Join us in celebrating the many contributions that Asian Canadians make to Canada.
NHLShop.ca, the official online store of the NHL and Canada's largest selection of authentic NHL fan gear. Shop now and get today's special.
The Jeep No Limits event is here, which means more trails to blaze, more challenges to meet, more sights to discover.
And one more commercial break, and then we'll be done with all the other stuff. We'll go to the third period. I'm just going to look and see if there's any other scoreboard stuff to watch. I know Brooks Koepka is still leading in the PGA Championship final round. He's a -7 under par on that side. The one lone NBA game will be Boston and Miami because it's one lone NHL game. We're going to alternate the hockey and basketball on that side. Miami looking for a 3-0 series advantage on Boston. Both these games are going to be in Miami on this side. So they did the same thing the Florida Panthers did against the Carolina Hurricanes. So that'll be at 8. See any scores in progress for baseball. Jesus, mid-11th, it was 8-3 Baltimore over the Blue Jays. So they scored 5 runs in the top half of the 11th on that side. Holy cow. And let's see anything for the Tigers. Did that finish today? They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals, so you can't do that on that side. Riley Adams and Armando Vargas got a home run So they lost 2 out of 3 when they were doing all right as far as what the team is considered. So we'll see if they can kind of change that a little bit when they play against the Wolves and the White Sox.
Charlie 5 weeks ago. Chandler and Tasha Stevenson, son Ford recently, and Charlotte.
They're showing Stevenson, Ward, Carlson, Stevenson, Stone, Carlson, Howden, all expectant fathers on that side. All made birth on that side. So all new fathers. Very cool.
Not sure about that, but it has been working so far for the Vegas Golden Knights. John and Gary now with the call of the field. It's such a great time of year, and when you have a baby on a team like this, these guys are a long family. You've got 30 families within a good coaching staff and management that are all just so excited for you, and these kids get grown up in such a great environment. And like Shannon was born by Bruce in 1990 during the Stanley Cup Finals, and it's a memory I'll never forget. She won't. They're at the house and
All right, everybody, we are getting set for third period puck drop. Officially, it's still a 2-1 lead for the Dallas Stars. The latest one is the Jason Robertson power play goal. Power play is the name of the day right now because it's still a minute 3 carryover time here for the Stars. So they'll win this one back on the defensive side, and they'll start again. So it'll be the victory white with the green shoulder pads mixing with the black and green piping on the pant legs. As it's down to 45 seconds now, Robertson will spin. Pick this up off the backhand near the right side dot as Miro Heiskanen has it now. This will be a good opportunity for Dallas to take a 2-goal lead as Heiskanen now. Robertson and the high slot back to Miro near the right side dot. He kisses that wide around the inboards. This goes all the way back down. The one thing that's very nice for Dallas, I think they're going to be happy about having just 17-10 on the shots on goal. As Vegas has just 10, they have 1 goal on a 5-on-3 power play. That was in the first period. Robertson able to keep this in and chips it, but Vegas will clear it all the way down. Vegas essentially just taking this first minute of the third period and just trying to throw that away, make sure they don't get scored on. Here's a breakout pass for Sagan. Good fly ball save by Aiden Hill as he hits it with the left pad. And Vegas will kill the penalty. So Dallas is 1 for 4. Vegas is 1 for 2. And we will start again anew 5-on-5 with 18:50 left to go in the third. John there with your play-by-play man, the CBC Sportsnet coverage for Game 2. It's a slap shot. This goes wide of the left side post. It was Colorado at 92 miles an hour. As this is sent back around, Vegas was trying to get this up in the mustard gold. This is kept in and intercepted in the neutral zone. And a lot of the forwards for Peter DeBoer's squad to take a change. As Colin Miller's got it with 18:25 left to go in the third. He will gain the entry off a rolling puck. As this is flipped back around now, Jonathan Marchessault will get a chance to pick this back up. Again, he's taken a couple penalties in this game. As this is sent back in for Braden McNabb. I'll wire this wide to Jake Ottinger, and Dallas will look to start again as Rope Hintz was all the way back a 200-foot game, and here's a steal. And toward a 2-on-2 late arriving. Here's a long wrist shot. There's a good save with the right pad by Aiden Hill. That was a bullet, honestly, of a wrist shot, but this will pinball back. Rope Hintz lost it. Now Jack Eichel will clear this in. Dallas is going to be very careful here as Jonathan Marchessault was in off the forecheck, and this will allow Dallas to instead get this in across the red line. Now take a change. Just bounce off the referee, does a couple of them, and now Luke Glendening will drive. He gets taken down off the cross check, but it spins it around the kick play, keeping it alive for Dallas here in the offensive end. Can they just hold the blue line? Yes, they will. They'll chip and chase this in. Alec Martinez will recollect the former Los Angeles Kings Stanley Cup winner alongside St. Louis Blues Alex Pietrangelo captaincy. 8-0 when leading after 2 periods is Dallas as this goes up into the crowd, and that is in the postseason side of it. So Dallas, they do not relinquish their second period leads, and they need to make sure they keep that same narrative right now because they don't want to go down 0-2 in the series against Vegas. So glad you can join me here for this Western Conference final. And between the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights, John Under with you. 17:22 left to go in the third as they get a close-up Cam Layden Hill. 0-3 is Vegas from trailing after 2. So we will see if something has to give or if the narrative stays the same. As we're looking at Radek Faksa, Marchman, Domi, everyone else on the bench now. This is just a really good Dallas team all the way across their lines. The way that they can roll everything out. Again, I said the same thing about Seattle as far as their offense is concerned, but even for Dallas, you have the goaltending, you have elite defense there with Miro Heiskanen. No disrespect to Vince Dunn or anyone else that's on Seattle because they're terrific. But Miro Heiskanen, I think, is a whole other level. He's essentially like a top 5 at worst defenseman in this league that can do everything and skate like the wind. As this is fired along the right side of the boards. I've recollected now for Nick Hague and Riley Smith. Riley Smith will overskate, and this will allow Dallas to flip this in. Essentially, they just want to make sure that this third period is about as casual as possible. Not as far as their chances, but they want to do exactly what they need to do to limit Vegas's attempts and make sure they continue to keep the same narrative where Vegas essentially only has 5 shots on goal per period right now. They only have 10. It's 20 to 10. So make sure you're doing all the same things and stop Vegas before they can actually get into the offensive zone, guard those lines, keep the shots from the outside, make sure Andre doesn't get tested a lot, and they're doing all of that. I know there's been a couple posts here and there, but Max Domi, good little stick check the other way, pushes it the other way, and Peter DeBoer's squad is just, they're doing everything they need to do right now. Jimmy Benn will take the draw against Jack Eichel. Benn is one of the very best on this side. He's just getting his face-off grip all set up, and Eichel will win this off the stick look. This goes wide. And behind the cage of Jake Ottinger is his hold on the left post off that butterfly. This is kept in by McNabb. Fires it right on off the side of the kick plate, and Ottinger will find it. He'll glove the vulcanized rubber down, and we get a stoppage with 16:29 left to go in the third. It'll be an offensive zone draw coming for VGK. They're trying to take a 2-0 series lead in this Western Conference final. It'll be an off day before we switch venues. So we're going to get Tuesday here at American Airlines Center. It'll be Game 3 and Game 4 Tuesday and Thursday side. We'll be going to FLA Live Arena for Games 3 and 4. That will start Monday night about 8:15 Eastern puck drop. 10 shots after 2, I think, is the fewest in their history of the Vegas Golden Knights. So Dallas, again, doing something that Seattle wasn't used to, now Vegas hasn't been used to. Taken away from Marchessault as a stick drag got caught up in the air. Marchessault, or I should say on the other side, Marchment was getting his stick lifted, and it was being held but not called. Jake Ottinger quickly pushes it the other way. Marchment's back. He got smoked again off a double team, and now Sagan. This is a 4-on-2 for Dallas. Good save from a Suter Chance, and Aiden Hill will hold on though with Domi. 16 minutes left to go in the third period. Mason Marchment got absolutely upended a couple times, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's talking to the referee. There he is. He's talking to the Zebras on that side. McNabb off the double team. That was a sandwich in between Barbashev and McNabb as they got a piece of Marchment, but he stayed on his feet. He's looking right at the referee, and he goes, geez, what the F is that? On the other end, and Jack Eichel in full hustle the other way, trying to make something happen. He just made sure that Max Domi got a shot and nothing else, no rebounds. So, like the hustle there from Eichel. 25-17 on the draws for the Stars. Big D trying to even this series up at a game apiece. Mason Marchment. Looking on the bench now, getting a wipe off as he was getting hit a couple times. This is set now here for Harley. In the high slot now for Ben, and this gets stick lifted here. It's a 3-on-3 for Vegas, keeping Kolsar. Howden now driving the back of the net. Still keeping this alive as he'll work this toward the right side down. Here comes the slapper. Good save by Ottinger with the right pad up, and Nick Hague chance at 90 miles an hour. And this is dumped in. Take a look now as Aiden Hills. He brushes his side with the goal stick. 15:30 left to go in the third. It's still a 2-1 lead for Dallas. We'll be covering the game that doesn't go into OT. It'll be foreign territory for me because last 3 have been, as this is sent back in now for Rope Hintz, and Rope Hintz now alongside with Harley trying to help get this out, and they will. Dallas is recollected now for Nick Hague, and across the red line now, spin here for Zach Whitelaw, back to the defensive partner, Nick Hague. Hague will send this across here for Mark Stone, the captain, see who's got the only goal. It's Chandler Stevenson near the right side of the red line, as Stevenson gets the pass blocked away from him as we're down to 15 minutes left to go on this third. Stone will flip this one back down. Will touch the stick of Aiden Hill. His entry pass from about 40 feet. Able to transgress into a new area here in the offensive zone as this is sent back around for Harley and Hanley. Glenn Denning will watch this flip up in the erotic fox, so might actually get a piece of this with the backhand as it's sent back here for Petrangelo. Petrangelo's sauce pass tried to be gloved down there by Howden, but this will fall back to Miro Heiskanen. Miro will put this around the inboards, goes all the way down. This might get blown down against Dallas. Yes, it will. 14:23 left to go in third. We get an icing and a side-by-side. Don't think we're going to get a commercial break just yet. As Alec Martinez looks on, Peter DeBoer with the coaching staff. Dallas Stars are in a good position right now. I know it's just a 2-1 lead as you're looking at Evgeny Dadonov on the bench as well, alongside a Suter on the ice. But they're limiting the chances of Vegas right now, and the traffic in front of Ottinger, everything else is kept low, and the structure and systems that Jason Robertson was talking about when he was talking with Scott Oak in the intermission Sportsnet side, they play a good system. They can play good defensively. They can take this Vegas Golden Knights team and split the series and go back home to American Airlines Center. That's what they want. So Luke Glendening will be the one to take the draw. Vegas still trying to get everything situated. Jamie Benn, I think he might be skidding to the bench. No injuries or anything else, but they're going to get their changes. So Joe Kiravanta is on the fourth line side. It is Glendening. They're going to take this one against William Karlsson. Glendening is a really good face-off man. He's got a chance to teach everything to Dylan Larkin before he went to the Stars, and Glendening will get this one back. Dallas has a really good edge on that end between Ben, Sagan, Pavelski, and Glendening on that side. As this is right out in front, and McNabb will get this one back to the right side blue line. I'll play crisscross up the D&D. Wrap this in around the net now. Where is it? This is what Dallas. This bounces off the Golden Knights' body in the mustard gold. As they have it now in the high slot, McNabb settle it down. Here's a slap shot, the cross pass. This will fall right to Ottinger off the kick plate. As we get some slashing with Howden and Glendening and Nicholas Waugh, they will join in. Now we will take a break. 13:58 left to go in the third. Dallas still up 2-1.
Whether you're at Rogers, or Mons, or Maria's, there's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian, XL, Ultra, Molson, everyone in. There's somehow no better way to travel this place than on a plate. The Expedia tracks the price of your flight and lets you know if the price goes up or down. So instead of searching if your flight got cheap, you can go searching for all the best flights.
After an accident, the choice of a lawyer may be the most important decision you make. What makes a great lawyer? The ability and resources to fight for maximum settlements. Big settlements are won by lawyers with big experience. At Greg Montfort and Partners, we've been fighting for the injured for over 40 years. If you've been injured, call us. No upfront costs and no fee unless we collect money for you. Greg Montfort and Partners. We can help.
Get the best news app for free. Get trusted international reporting, reliable local coverage, and stream all of our new channel, CBC News Explorer, whenever you want it. The CBC News app, free anytime, anywhere.
Being there means being here. Russian forces, they wanted it's just a fraction of the mess here in Port Basque. To witness, to listen, to share.
So Muskegon Voyagers have a 3-2 lead on the Sharks. At the end of the second period, the Sharks don't win. They can't force Game 5 in the best of 5 in the MIHL Finals. That would be my weekend assignment. They go back to Lakeland Ice Arena. So that's the update right now on the local side. I'm going to have the coverage here of the Stars and Golden Knights Game 2. Get all the stuff typed up in the play-by-play. When that's all done, and then I'll have the recap of the Waterford Sharks and the Muskegon Voyagers, and then some baseball stuff at the end, and then I'll be done up the long night. Monday will be an off day. So Jamie Benn and Jack Eichel. This is going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Golden Knights, but they can't win it. Dallas doing a much better job here in Game 2, limiting chances for Vegas. Here's an outstretched chance. It's going to be a break for Jamie Benn, but that got picked off nicely by Jack Eichel. Here's a windmill move. Getting the entry off the backhand near the left side dot. Eichel will spin. So he gets sandwiched by Benn. Vegas trying to keep this alive. Alec Martinez with a high chance. And Jake Ottinger will find this little bit in the catching glove and get a stoppage. 13:35 left to go in the third. The shots are now 21-13. Vegas is going to have to press sooner or later here. I know it's just one goal. And maybe we will have overtime yet again. This could be back-to-back games in both series that could have overtime. It's just a 1-goal lead for Dallas, but the shot opportunities for Vegas have been low. But you can't probably count 5 of those. Going to 5 of them hit the bar. As Eichel take a look on the bench, trying to encourage his teammates. It's Chandler Stevenson, and he can't win the draw. So between Eichel and Stevenson, they're both pretty good on the draws, but that's how good Dallas is on the other end. So here's a chance now for Mark Stone. Try to get this back around for Jonathan Marchessault. As this is backhand, and rolling puck is near the right side of the wall. Tyler Seguin is one of the Golden Knights get inside positioning, try to keep this alive just in the offensive zone, keep it alive across the blue line, diving shot block. They kept in for Theodore now. They'll fire it on off the stick of Ottinger, but this gets brushed up and on a play that won't count as a shot. So Vegas will now be at 14 chances. Dallas still at 21. John, I'm here with you on the play-by-play side, CBC and Sportsnet. I appreciate you guys following along here today. I know it's a matinee high noon game in between the Stars and the Golden Knights. I know you guys are used to probably see me do nighttime games. I'm not going to have as much foot traffic, but still, I appreciate you guys following along. 3-4 on the road in the playoffs, -6 goal differentials. Are showing photos of the Fortress and the cheerleaders all over there for Vegas. They are, no matter where you look, they're all over here for the Vegas Golden Knights as they win the face-off to the Golden Knights. Alec Martinez fires it up the traffic. It bounces off Carlson, and the Stars will get this one down as it's hit with the glove hand now for Marchessault, Pavelski as well. As it's picked in off the backhand for Rope hands. He's trying to work his way in there. He definitely got worked over in that first period. Miro Heiskanen wrapping it around now for Rope. Rope, he stays patient with Robertson. This goes off the glove hand of Aiden Hill high near the right side post as William Karlsson will find a way to recollect this one more time. And across the brazen Golden Knight helmet logo as this is sent in for Robertson. Good 200-foot game, but this is stolen. Nick Hague will put this around the inboards now for Nicholas Waugh. Waugh will get this chip, but this can't be found by Alex Pietrangelo. And this will be in across the red line now. We'll throw this back to the former St. Louis Blues captain for Pietrangelo, and they'll fire it on. You got a 7-year extension with the Vegas Golden Knights, so Bill Foley and McCrimmon, those guys were not messing around when they wanted to walk back up. They wanted to get a heavy decor with a lot of height and size. You can skate. As this is near the right side of the red line, this is knocked away from Luke Glendening as somebody blows a tire on the back end. That was Zach Whitecloud. We'll flip this back here for Alec Martinez. Played enough the backhand as this is just shoveled ahead for Nick Hague. And now Hague will get this around the inboards, but then this is going to get blown dead. So this is going to be an offside against Vegas for the 5th time they've done so. I think 3 times in the first period. They were not sharp in that first as far as some of their chances. They're showing Jack Eichel and his backhand skating speed. Now, the one thing on this Sportsnet package that they're showing for Eichel is you didn't have a lot of that hustle in between Buffalo. He was more of an offensive player, nothing else. He's becoming more of a two-way player. Jack Eichel was finding his way to be more complete. So the keys to success when Eichel gets a point, they're 7-0. The goals at 4 per game are 4.86, 2.43 against, 2.2 when he doesn't score, 2.8 against. So that is when Jack Eichel scores, Vegas looks like a completely different team. He needs a goal right now. As this is sent back in around the inboards now, Eichel's still out there. It feels like he's being double shifted. He's just trying to get this around Colin Miller. He's been all over the ice, though, been very noticeable as far as his back check. As this is sent back in off the long flip, recollected by Martinez. Get a chance to get to this now with Ivan Barbashev. Barbashev, former St. Louis Blue, now for Jonathan Marchessault. He's a play combination play behind the net, get this through the left side red line, and off of a couple of skates here for Dallas, and it's a 2-on-2. As this is an opportunity here for Dallas near the right side wall with Evgeny Dodonov. He got sandwiched, able to stay on his feet, and now Barbashev calmly off the backhand as we're getting dangerously close to the third period regulation halfway marker. We're at 10:45 right now. It's still a 2-1 lead for Dallas, courtesy of a Jason Robertson power play goal. As it's sent back around for Harley. And now Hanley. He lost it, but Dallas will find it. They'll just backhand this near the left side of the red line. Vegas will find on it. They'll gain the entry here with Brett Howden. He scored the overtime winner in game 1. Vegas just needs something to feel good right now. It's 22-13 on the shot board. And again, Vegas, the 10 shots on goal within the first 2 periods was the lowest they've ever had in their history. Again, they're just in their 6th year. They made the conference final 4 out of 6. A high stick up into the face of one of the Dallas Stars. Someone dropped their stick. Was not called. The Dallas fans are going. You can hear some of them right now. as this is a chance for a 1-on-2. Rope Hansen on the right side of the wall. Rope gets taken down, as this will be here for Vegas. Now we're at the halfway marker with 9:50 left to go in the third. As this gains the entry here for William Karlsson. Karlsson now trying to wrap this back out in front of the slot, but it gets blocked by Dallas. It feels like they've been all over the ice right now as this goes in across the red line. White Cloud will reset, and now Riley Smith in around Miro Heiskanen, try to get some body positioning. Karlsson will try to join in and try to vulcanize rubber away with the stick. With 9:25 left to go in the third. Still 2-1 Dallas. Haven't had a goal since the second period. As this is sent back here for Haig. Haig, stutter step near the left side down. Makes Glendening fall down. He's with it in behind the net now. Karlsson matriculate this around the inboards. And a chance on the slot. Good save by Ottinger as he got a piece of a Nicholas Waugh slap shot. And we will take a break. We're past the halfway marker. Vegas needs a goal. Nick Waugh was on the doorstep. Jake Ottinger said no. And we press on.
Get your cold on this summer at Tim's with next level refreshment. Our new sparkling quenchers are bubbly and make a big splash. From blackberry yuzu to orange ginger, they're naturally flavored and deliciously unique. When that heat dials up, hit refresh with the perfect cool down. Keep it cold with Tim's new sparkling quenchers all summer long.
My windows like a mirror reflection. I have to steer you in the right direction. I have to trust that we can find a way.
On every trip, you can depend on Esso to be the place between places, connecting you to what's next.
Are you ready for a total physical and emotional transformation?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty life-changing.
A big deal for real. Representation matters. When people see themselves reflected up on screens, it gives them a voice. When you give people a voice, other people start to see. And when people start listening, things start to change.
These look now is going to be the battle of the border, and a roundhouse is going to take the helmet right off his head. I'm one of those people that think the ball will all the way to the bench, and it's a shorter change. So you get it over here in the third period, but I think you got to almost grab the helmet and see if you can get it back on. You're in the defensive zone. That extra 2 seconds, it takes 3 seconds. That's going to leave somebody open. And in one goal game, I think maybe you're trying to get it over the net quickly if you can.
So the referee falls down off the faceoff limit. This being offensive zone entry here for the Stars. They'll shoot it on. And Aiden Hill will save it right in the stomach. That was a Marchment line. So he's back out there. He got shoved right in the face by Alex Pietrangelo, and that was not called either, with his stick right up high in the helmet. So I'm surprised there was no call there. But Dallas does have 4 power plays to Vegas's 2. So maybe the whistles will be swallowed. Joe Kiravanto was the one that let that one go, as we're about the 9-minute marker here at 9:01 on the third period. Dallas still up 2-1. John Under with you. I'm your play-by-play man for Game 2, the CBC Sportsnet coverage. We'll do this again with Jimmy Benn in the offensive zone. This will be Benn against Eichel. And Eichel, he does win this one as Vegas. They need this puck possession. They need some chances. Try to tie this game back up. Dallas desperate to even this series up at 1 and get a split. Do exactly what they need to do. Do go to the American Airlines Center. This shot goes wide. Sent back around for Nick Hague. In the high slot, Marchessault can walk into left dot. Good save with the left pad of Jake Ottinger. As that was a ripper of a wrist shot. Now into the traffic. This one goes high up into the netting. Now play. 8:36 left to go in third. Shots on goal are now 24-14 in favor of Dallas. So Jake Ottinger again, just 1 goal against him. 13 out of 14 doesn't sound a whole heck of a lot, but Vegas did hit about 4 or 5 posts on this side. But some of their greasy goals they mentioned from Game 1 of the Open, those have not had a chance to go in. Those drives in the net and everything else have been better defended by Dallas this time. So those were some of those ones that Vegas got away with, even bouncing off the back of Andrews' jersey with Brett Howden in the game-winning goal. And Marchman a little bit upset. Is you got to drop this correctly on this side. Why are you brushing me out? So it's Pavelski against Stevenson. Pavelski can definitely do it. And Pavelski will win this one back. So this is an opportunity now. No harm, no foul. And Mason Marchman, as this goes off the back of the jersey of one of the Dallas Stars. And there's an entry at the back and a clip high up into the face. And how is that not called against the Golden Knights? As some of the Dallas fans were up in arms. They absolutely got smoked right in the mouth. Petrangelo will flip this back around, and I am hearing some boos from the Dallas fans. There are a lot of Stars fans here that traveled into Vegas. I can't believe that wasn't called. As Pavelski, this pass gets turned over to Slack. Be careful here. Petrangelo off the back centering pass, and now Marchessault will find here with the help of Mark Stone. Marchessault gets it back from Martinez, and Martinez gets his shot blocked, and this will go back to Alex Petrangelo. With 7:45 left to go in the third near the left circle. Go Knights go chance. As man, there are some calls that are definitely missed. I would say that high up in the face. As Harley gets taken down. 7-6 over the shots in this period. That is just remarkably low. Theodore just keeps this in. On the right side of the blue line. Harley trying to use that offhand. Rush the Golden Knights away from the puck. And now William Karlsson will find it. As it's Mason Marchman. Mason Marchman off the window for Tyler Seguin. As Marchman now trying to finish his check. I imagine he's going to be seeing red a little bit on the side of the amount of times he's been hit in the face. Got to be careful if you're Dallas, you don't retaliate. As one of them blows a tire, it is Mason Marchman trying to get a stick out there to force some poke check. As this goes back here for Nicholas Waugh. He's trying to get this around Colin Miller. Waugh still trying to work over as far as the stick check. As we're on a 6:50 left to go in this fast-moving third. And the high slot. There's a backhanded move as this is taken away. Great defense there from Marchman. This has been all over the ice. Now sent away from Martinez. I didn't think he was on side, but this will go back for McNabb. Theodore with the slap shot. And this one is wide. At 85 miles an hour, Vegas will collect as they try to matriculate this around the inboards. Now Haig, as Dallas goes down again. Kolsar, he tried to wrap it around the net, but nobody was home for Vegas in the mustard goal. And now Vegas starting to press. 6:30 left to go. And this is picked up now by Dallas. And off the backhand, Roddick Foxley got all turned around. But this will work as a partial clear. Now Dallas has possession of the puck in the defensive end. Vegas has had about 11:37 of offensive zone time. Dallas to 10:32 as they're trying to transition left to right. And now to the neutral zone, now the offensive zone. And the right side tip play for Wyatt Johnston. That got shut up into the netting. Now play exactly at 6 minutes left to go in the third. The shots are now 24-16. Again, they said this in the CBC Sportsnet side. Mark Stone hit Robertson right in the face. No call. He turned around just to look quickly. He didn't pout about it. But my goodness, that was a missed call. 24-16. And I feel like I'm saying a little bit with the referees here, but Vegas has gotten away with some things, and they've certainly they've been better for it. They're only down a goal, though, definitely on that side. Heiskanen. This goes wide to the right glove of Aiden Hill. This is set up high. And now Haig will get this across near the right side red line as this is flipped in. Dallas will just have to continue to play through this. They're 5:40 away from the third. Wonder how different this will be when this goes back to American Airlines. So that'll probably be our next coverage on Monday. Sweet move by Eichel. Gain the entry, 5-hole chance saved by Ottinger. Bounced up in the air. This is behind him. But he makes the save with 5:30 left to go in the third. That was an Eichel chance 5-hole that bounced directly up into the face of Ottinger and fell right back in the same spot in between his legs. We'll take a commercial break as Eichel was trying to make a house call. Still 2-1 Dallas with the lead.
I can't believe this place isn't ours.
Should we go with Sunset Marigold or Bright Eyed Susan?
Oh, you were the pay specialist. I'm better at sorting out our mortgage, which was super easy with RBC.
Super easy.
They paired us with our own mortgage specialist to give us helpful advice and our best rate.
That's a good idea. Hey, does RBC need a paint specialist? Maybe. I can work with maybe.
Get up to $3,500 and 55,000 Avion points with an RBC mortgage.
Nowhere is out there. Your journey starts in the next generation GMC Canyon AT4X. The most
So we are under the 6-minute marker of the third period. Vegas needs a goal. They're down 2-1. Jason Robertson has the only goal since the second period, a power play opportunity. A couple power play finishes, one for Mark Stone, one for Jason Robertson, and then the second goal on that side, and we will take a look at it. In the sense of it, it was Miro Heiskanen from Luke Lundinning and Ryan Suter at the 2:37 mark of the first. That's where we are right now, is Dallas is a 2-1 lead. Essentially right now they're trying to hold on to it, but they're not going into a complete shell, which is good to see. They're still trying to play their game. And they've done a great job pretty much all day limiting Vegas in their opportunities. So 6 minutes left to go in the third. Vegas needs a goal. They win an offensive zone draw. Let's put Petrangelo through the traffic, but it gets blocked before it hits Ottinger. Knocks the stick out of the hand of one of the stars. Tyler Seguin. Flip this one back down. Petrangelo. Wrap this around the window here for Vegas as they'll try to go right to left. I think they might have iced it though. So hands in the air. 5:10 left to go in the third. Dallas still up 2-1. Miro Heiskanen and Jason Robertson with the goals for Dallas. And Mark Stone with a power play goal and a 5-on-3 in the first period. As they're showing Vegas with their long passing outstretched opportunities in game one. And today, that is the exact opposite. It's kind of just being held. If it's near the right side window, the pass goes too far. Dallas is there. So the offense is not found for Vegas, and they got to find a way to make an adjustment when they play again in the series on Tuesday when it shifts to American Airlines Center. 5:05 left to go in the third. That's Petrangelo. As it now, there's a sauce pass. This is turned over. Rope hits. Now it's a blast of a wrist shot. This one goes high up over the glass. It's the wrong guy to give it to. Rope Hintz is the second leading playoff point getter alongside Connor McDavid. I think Leon Draisaitl was third. So whoever doesn't talk about Rope Hintz enough, you think about it, essentially he could be a top 7, top 8 player in this league right now. He is that good. There's not many players in the league that even have as many players as good as him. As Ben and Johnston. Put this back around for Evgeny Dadonov. 4:25 left to go in this third. You're under with it for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Vegas needs a goal. As this is sent back around for Chandler Stevenson, picked up by Jamie Benn. This bounces off of the back skate of Evgeny Dadonov. And now Petrangelo. He's got it. He'll settle it back down. He's been out there for about a minute and 50 now. As this will go back here for Petrangelo. He'll flip it in, and now Jake Ottinger send this back around the end boards now as Vegas try to pressure to keep this in. Pass wasn't picked off, but it was recollected to the right side of the boards as Vegas has it off the half spin. There's a chance for Nicholas Waugh. Waugh still trying to send this in open area. Here's a sauce pass trying to find a cutting White Claw to the net. Down to 3:45 left to go in this third. Shots are 23-17. Vegas trying to get a little closer on that side. Nick Waugh, this is sending out dangerously. Marchessault's got a drag. The Devil shoot, he couldn't fire it right away, and it was saved by the right pad of Ottinger. If he could have fired that right away, maybe he could have scored off of 1T. 3:25 left to go in the third. As Vegas in the mustard goal will look to start again, right to left. Colin Miller will find it as it's tipped off the Golden Knights stick. Riley Smith as it's sent back around the other way. Essa Lindell will quickly make this pass across the defensive partner, Tyler Seguin. Here's a pirouette, and he lost it though. Jack Eichel came back with the theft. Man, I've really been noticing the 200-foot game of Jack Eichel. He is hustling his butt off the other way to go ahead and get these steals and stops and break up plays. So if I have to definitely put a star on the side for the Golden Knights, I'd definitely say Jack Eichel. As it was Rope Hintz, he just whistled that one. I mean, that had all sorts of heat, but that was above the pane of the glass to the top crossbar. And Marchessault tried to find something for White Claw. That was a bit too far to William Karlsson had the flipping puck shot that went off the left pad of Jake Ottinger. If he could have one-timed it, Maybe that could have been a goal to tie it up at 2. So Lindell might have got a stick lift there on Barbashev, maybe even part of the hands. That's where Barbashev was a little bit upset. But I think even with some of the things that Vegas got away with, I think that's all going to come out in a wash, to be completely honest with you. As this is sent back here the other way now. Vegas will try to locate it, but Pavelski send this back around the end boards, playing off the backhand. Aiden Hill says no. He stops it with the left goal stick as it's picked up now by McNabb. He will sauce this one. And now sent back around for Nicholas Haig. 2:30 left to go here in this third. Still a 2-1 lead for Dallas. Cleared in from 100 feet. And this will be recollected by Ryan Suter, but it's going to be turned over to Barbashev. Suter out in front and scores! Vegas, Jonathan Marchessault. It's tied at 2 with 2:22 left to go in the third. Twos are wild. Jonathan Marchessault hasn't had the greatest game at all, but this is cleared in from 100 feet. Rope gets stick lifted alongside with Suter, and Suter gets all turned around. Jack Eichel with a gorgeous backhanded no-look pass behind the net. Nobody picks up Jonathan Marchessault, to be honest. That's an inhuman pass by Jack Eichel. But gorgeous play, drive to the net. Jonathan Marchessault, celebration. He is all fired up. Jake Ottinger, no chance. Gorgeous play by Eichel. I just mentioned his play to be able to give the Golden Knights out on the front foot. It's his primary assist. Here's a slapper for Mark Stone. And this one goes wide. Dallas, they don't turn it over. Somehow they get a pass through for Evgeny Dadonov. And now Miller. Flip this back in. Marchessault with his 6th of the playoffs. We're tied at 2. It's Eichel and Barbashev now. We're going to have a hockey game, folks. 1:45 left to go in this third. I can't believe it, but Jack Eichel with a gorgeous backhanded pass. 1:40 left to go. Here's a chance. Tipped right out. It hit Aiden Hill right in the face from Tyler Sagan's opportunity. And now try to get picked up by Haig as this is just kept in. Vegas. They've got the goal that they wanted. Can they get anything more? 1:25 left to go in the third. We could have back-to-back games. And the conference finals between the both all go to OT. Here's a chance. Chance for Nicholas Waugh. And this gets brushed up the left stick of Ottinger. And now you got to be very careful if you're Dallas because Vegas, they found this momentum. They can try to get something in the last minute 5. They've been all over Dallas now. There's a fake slapper here for McNabb. And right in the whipping of the catching glove, Ottinger holds with 58 seconds left to go in the third. We might have another overtime game. It's McNabb. He gets a chance to get a clear in. Eichel working in behind the net. He gets a chance of theft off of Suter. This goes back up for Eichel. Just a bullet of a backhand pass, a no look, hoping that somebody's going to be there. Marchessault streaking right in front of the net, and he scores. Ties this game at 2. You cannot do that pass any better than Eichel just did. Here's a face-off win for Vegas. Body contact. Marchessault back out there. He gets taken down. Dallas will push this the other way. It's a 1-on-4. Dallas will fire it right on, and this one gets blocked. It was Kiravanta as it's sent down. This will be iced against Vegas. 40 seconds left to go in the third, but Vegas won't care about that right now. 40 seconds left to go in the third. Marchessault has tied it. Again, Marchessault had a hat trick in that side in the previous series, and he can definitely do something. He can definitely bring in the pain. As far as when you think about Carlson and Marchessault, Marchessault was really good on the Florida Panthers on that side. He's been very good for Vegas. Getting to Dadonov, we'll take a look. It's Jimmy Benn's line out there right now, and it's Ben against Eichel. Ben's got to win this one. I think Dallas needs to get something to feel good about. At least get a couple more shots. He'll probably be heading to OT anyway. Ben gets waved down to the circle. It's Wyatt Johnston against Eichel, and Eichel's going to have an easy time. Again, that's a winger on that side. 35 seconds left to go in the third as this is flipped in. This goes a little bit away from Heiskanen. He's got to be clear about this. Play this quickly off the backhand. And now set up here for Wyatt Johnston. Gains the dump and a flipping puck end over end. And now played in off the backhand. Wyatt Johnston will spin. Go Knights, go chance. We're getting really loud here as Marchessault tied it up. Flip this back in now. Dallas has it with Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen now trying to make a play end over end. As this will go back to Aiden Hill. Will brush it with the goal stick. down to 5 seconds. This is stolen by Dallas, down to 2, but we're going to go to OT. Jonathan Marchessault with the tie-up goal, and we'll do it again for the second consecutive game. And for the fourth consecutive conference finals, every one of these games have gone to OT. So OT matinees, that's what we got right now. We'll join you here very shortly. Come right back.
Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, do it in the most awarded SUV ever. Enjoy financing for as low as 0% up to 60 months on Jeep Grand Cherokee.
So we're heading to OT now for the fourth consecutive time in the conference finals, third consecutive broadcast for me. Marchessault with the game-time goal. It is 2-2. Let's go to OT. Eichel made an unreal pass off the theft of Suter, and that set up Marchessault. That set up Marchessault for the game-tying goal at 17:38.
For nearly his entire hockey life, everywhere superstars he went, he ways he could only imagine. You can bet he felt he carried away in all things hockey. With audiobooks, podcasts, and originals for every type of fan. There's more to imagine.
1, 2, 3.
Making new traditions. Homemade pasta. Here's That's my recipe for magic. For old favorites, made healthier.
So Jonathan Marchessault gets the game-tying goal at 17:38 for VGK. This is from Eichel and Barbashev. So Marchessault's got a multi-point game. Suter's got a multi-point game, but Suter on the other end for Dallas, not going to be happy with that puck theft. Couldn't control it behind the net, and Eichel made an unreal pass, and that is just what is cutting Marchessault right to the net.
It's organic. We'll make more money today than we've ever seen in our lives.
I should just start writing overtime as far as the recap, so I don't even have to even type that in at this point, because that's the way that it goes right now. Let's set up the shots on goal. Get that all squared away. It's starting to even out a little bit more for Vegas. 28-22 still for Dallas. And they're showing it on Sportsnet. They're showing the conference finals with all the OTs, and it just continues. I call both the ones against Florida and Carolina. Both those goals were for Tkachuk, and we'll see if it's going to happen again.
The Cats and that little kitty bite that they do. Fantastic playoffs. 22nd overtime here, and in these two games in our series, both goals to tie have come late. Jamie Benn with 2 minutes to go, and now, of course, again, Marchessault is the one. So, Tim, what did you start with?
Brooks Koepka is still the leader in the PGA Championship. He's at -9.
In their own zone and just takes his time, patiently spins a couple of times.
I'm going to go ahead and give a update for you. So I guess in the third period, Pietrangelo got a shot on Marchman's face. It wasn't called. Nicholas Wall got stonewalled out and driven saw the slap shot halfway to go in the third. There really wasn't much to pick up after that. It was a really quiet period until Eichel made an unreal pass. He got the theft of Ryan Suter behind the net. He set up a cutting march. So for the tying goal at 17:38 of the third period, we're going to go to OT again. Shots on goal are 28-22 Dallas. Hits are 31-27 Vegas. 31-25 on the face-offs. I'm going to type that twice. That was for the Stars. The 10 shots on goal through 2 periods. We'll just put this in there on that side. So 10 shots on goal for Vegas through 2 periods.
It's a bouncing puck for Ottinger, right? So that gives you a little bit more of a problem. But the things I don't think he recognized, and he was aware of it to a certain degree,
Was the lowest in their 6-year history.
He's played 25 minutes. He was at the end of a 41-second shift. That's probably not the best time to keep the puck alive. At that point, and again, he wouldn't know this exact number, but you know his face-off guys is really good tonight. They're 59% indeed. So I would have actually preferred.
I'm going to go ahead and give myself the update for the locals. Let's see if there's anything for this third period.
It is. I want to and go somewhere squarely. That's open to interpretation, right? You could spin it either way, but I prefer all things when you consider his age and everything. All that.
You okay with Heiskanen on that one? Not getting over to the boards to do that?
I don't think he was sure he was getting that bump. And I think that the read for the defenseman is when your partner has the puck in the corner, if you're not sure, you stay.
Sharks score on the power play. 4-3 Muskegon with 10:01 left. Puck over the glass.
Proper line changes, and it felt like Dallas does proper line changes. There's a guy, if you go back to when Eichel breaks out even earlier, you'll see they are changing.
So the Sharks are down 1. This was just an update here with a minute left. This is locals for me for the Waterford Sharks, Muskegon Voyagers for the Michigan Independence Hockey League. They need to win to force Game 5. They're down 1. It's 4-3 with 10 minutes left to go in regulation. Our game between the Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars that I'm covering because they're on the road to Muskegon, it is a 2-2 tie.
The ability to make a pass when you are on the boards. That's the skill he loves the most. It's not just to get it on the boards. It's hard enough to handle. He's done the show many times. But to put it on the tape like that.
Appreciate you guys following along. We're going to be going to overtime intermission. Tied at 2.
So you want to carry on with Eichel?
Well, let's carry on Eichel. So he makes the great pass there. Gary's been, all game he's been talking about him, and he's had a solid game. Listen, there hasn't been a ton of shots on net tonight for Vegas. There hasn't been a lot of chances, only 3. But he's been doing a lot. He's been contributing. Run the pack here. And as you can see, it's not always what you do offensively. Like Gary mentioned, it's like he's been a factor. So this is one of his 3 shots, but he's been doing a lot of this. He's been defending. He's only played 16 minutes tonight. Those aren't monster numbers, but they've been solid, steady minutes. And again, when you're not getting the chances offensively, you're trying to break even, which means you're trying to play really good defensively. Although he has been an absolute monster in the faceoff circle. Kel, you said that they're losing the faceoff battle 60-40 tonight. The rest of his team is 33%. He's 71%. He's 16 wins, 6 losses. We're getting this one. 40 seconds left. I have no doubt he was winning that. He snapped that one back, especially after Ben got kicked out of the faceoff circle. So he's been quietly a beast tonight.
Do you want to see him shoot more, Jen? Eichel, so it kind of reminds me of Barkov. He's such a great distributor that Barkov does the pass. And tonight, Eichel has given so many guys opportunities, but 3 shots.
Ellie and I were saying sometimes I'm just looking with one extra pass for Vegas at times. Sometimes I'll give the initial pass, but sometimes they look for one more, the perfect play. Where, yes, in this situation, I do think he could look to shoot more.
I find it very hard to complain anything about Eichel getting tonight, but when you have a night where you've only got 14, 15 shots, you do have to start firing it at the end they did.
If you weren't with us earlier, I'm sure you were, but Cabral Richards did a fantastic interview, a sit down with Jonathan Marchessault and Jack Eichel playing games, but here's just a snippet of the clear chemistry between the two.
Jack, who's your favorite Quebec Nordique?
Joe Sakic right there.
Joe Sakic did stuff there, nice.
Right, good one.
Not even the best one. Nice. I'm more of an Eric Lindros guy, but
easy.
So the great thing about obviously
Jonathan Marchessault is from Quebec City, played, I was saying earlier in the broadcast, for Patrick Roy. The Ramparts are embroiled in a big game with Halifax right now, and we're trailing after 2 periods by a goal. But yeah, he said Roy, he gives all the credit, Marchessault, for his career to Roy first hardening him, because he was really tough on him in Quebec, demanding. And then Rob Zettler in Syracuse was his head coach, and at that point he was a little bit overweight. And they both kind of, one wanted it mentally tough, Roy, and the other guy wanted him physically fit. 5'9", he said, you cannot play heavy in the National Hockey League. And he gives Zettler a lot of credit for that. Go ahead, your physical guy.
Yeah, okay, so if you're watching both series, Carolina and Florida, it's been physical, it's been mean, it's been everything that you want in a conference final, and the same thing in this series, and it's really ramping up. Today already we have 58 hits, or only 46 last game, or the first game between these two teams, and it was mean at times. And we talked about Elliott, you talked about that sneaky, dirty little punch by Pavelski on Stone that's banged up, and it was pretty much everybody, not the usual suspects too. You know, you think, okay, it's going to be the fourth liners and the grinders and the role players. It's everybody getting involved, and I just think that where this series is now, it's only game 2. It's only going to get meaner and meaner as this series goes on, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah. Gut check time for Dallas, clearly, after thinking they had one and going home with a split. So we'll take a short break. You can think about your picks. We'll do that on the other side of the break for the 22nd night of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So who do you think's going to score? And Kevin, you already were right on Houston earlier, so you've got the hot hands in Vegas. Our coverage continues.
I can't believe this.
I don't think there's anybody that should even complain on that side. I think I'll say this: in between anyone who is a complete NBA fan, doesn't stand anything with hockey, doesn't like hockey and all that, you have both games in the conference finals. The first 2 all go to OT. Everything's been close. Everything has been unreal on that side. You have to at least appreciate all of it, even if you don't understand all of it. I would just throw that out there on that side. Again, that's not how I feel, because I'm covering almost a lot of hockey games, working with Cooper Hopkins and whoever else. But I mean, holy cow, this just keeps on happening. So get your popcorn ready, is all I can tell you.
Introducing the next generation GMC the official vehicle of nowhere. Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world? I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon, but I know what else is can. Oppenheimer in theaters this summer.
Tomorrow night, Hockey Central on Sportsnet starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, and then we'll have...
I'm going to take a little quick bathroom break, and I will be right back here, folks. It's overtime yet again. At least the first overtime for yesterday's game, and ending quickly with Kachuk on the second attempt. So I'll be with you as long as it takes, but I am taking the day off on Monday. So.
He's had a strong game. He used to play for you bet. Had a great shot. And I got Scotty Shepard for the PGA Championship.
Right. Jamal would say that. Okay, Jen.
All right, Eichel, because of I think we've seen him be very strong all night, big puck possession opportunities. And then I'm going to say Johnston, the young one for the Stars. I think offensively can be so dangerous when he gets the chance.
Chandler Stevenson, because he was important in the first overtime goal of last game, and I guess there was only one. There wasn't more than one. And then I've always wanted to do this because you do it so well. Rope in.
All right. That's good. And then I'll go with Max Domi and Alec Martinez. And finally, Elliot, you had to wait today.
Yeah, I'm going Riley Smith and Joe Pavelski.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Joe Pavelski's playing in his 178th playoff game.
Oh my cousin.
Shout out to.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I wanted to shout out our cousin first of all, gorgeous man on TV. Wanted to shout out our cousin Zane Florence is playing today for the.
Well, people think it's our cousin, so we want to shout out your cousin.
the Friedman family cousin. Zane Forbes, defenseman from the North Battleford Stars. They are playing today in the Centennial Cup final against Brooks. It's not going very well, but they did a great job in that final.
Scotto, down to you in the battle.
All right, Ron. Marchessault to the rescue here in Vegas for the first 7 games of the playoffs. Jonathan Marchessault didn't score. Then he changed his mindset, decided to get inside. A natural hat trick in Game 6 against 2 60-year-olds. This was at Rogers Place, so no hats on the ice. Puts them in a flat Vegas So Marchessault's neighbors made up for it by decorating his lawn and his wife visited his wife's off-Sanders Vegas home. Vegas was up 2-0, or Dallas takes the series.
This overtime is brought to you by the new Subway series. With 15 new chef-crafted subs, say yes way to a whole new way to Subway.
So I guess I'm not really sure what regulation is anymore because every game we cover goes to OT. And the conference finals, all 4 games have gone to OT so far. So Dallas and Vegas tied at 2. It was Dallas. They have not won a game in overtime so far in these playoffs, and we'll see if they can reverse that trend. They really got to, because if they go down 0-2 against Vegas on that side, everyone that was going out there seeing Vegas in 5 for the most part, they're going to look really smart on that end. I think Dallas can definitely do it, but I mean, they're just hanging by a thread. They really played a good game in Game 2, but it was just a late drive off a pass for Eichel, who's been terrific for Vegas. That turned the fortunes around. Vegas 2-0 in overtime. Dallas 0-3. Sent it out in front. Aiden Hill with a big save with the left stick. And this is collected now for Nicholas Waugh. The return going left to right with the mustard gold and the black pants and the red and white piping on the legs. And the victory white with the green piping on the top with the black and green is right to left for the Dallas Stars. They got it now with Evgeny Dadonov here on the left side wall as it's picked up now for Nick Waugh. Gets this one across here for Mark Stone. He gets taken down. He's spinning all the way around. And Jake Ottinger will go ahead and play this one. Off the backhand side, Jamie Benn gets all twisted and turned around as this is a long flip. And off the glass, Dadonov trying to get this off the stick lift. And here's the captaincy and Mark Stone. Stone in the high slot. Here's a chance. Here's a rubber shot. Scores! Vegas wins it. It's 2-0 in the series. And it's over just like that. Chandler Stevenson. 3-0 in the overtime now for Vegas. 0-4 for Dallas. And it was over lickety split. Chandler Stevenson, the hero. Vegas takes a 2-0 series advantage. And Dallas is going to have to feel like something was stolen right out from under them. But that's the way it is. They're going to go to American Airlines now on Tuesday. And if they don't find some sort of remedy here, maybe everybody's going to be right. As this was sent out, I think it was Pavelski that tried to clear it. He threw it right in front of the net. And this allowed Vegas to get right to it. And Mark Stone, near the right side wall, sets it up. Here's a chance. And Stevenson cleans up the mess with the help of Marchessault off the back pass. And again, you can look at probably 2 plays in this game now. We looked at it from the intermission and now into OT. If Jake Ottinger doesn't play a puck, maybe Jack Eichel doesn't get an opportunity alongside a Suter Theft to score and sit on Marchessault. And now Pavelski, if he doesn't clear this right out in front, right to Vegas, essentially get them a steal. And yeah, I mean, you can look at maybe 2 critical mistakes that turned out to be goals in this game. Vegas has been taking advantage of what's been given in front of them. And now they got a 2-0 series lead. So I am going to stay here just in case. We'll make sure that everything else is clear as far as all that. But it looks like Chandler Stevenson scores the game winner. And both these overtimes, mercifully for me, they've been very short after that quad that we went to with Kachuk. But really, it's ridiculous. The first 4 games of these conference finals, all OT winners. And your Vegas Golden Knights take a 2-0 advantage at T-Mobile Arena. They'll go back home, essentially in a Game 5 if needed. we'll get a chance to go back on the road to American Airlines Center, and they can finish this off in a sweep. I would imagine Dallas, all systems, all hands on deck there. Same thing for Carolina. You got to be able to finish it off. And we'll see what happens here, but Dallas is in some trouble. We'll figure it out Tuesday when I check back in with you. Peace.
Hey, well, we should show the save by Aiden Hill first because that was instrumental in this game. Yeah, and you think of it as Wyatt Johnson, and you think Wyatt